first topic I want to talk about really quick before we get into some other things is that I don't like bitch ass niggas. And the reason why I want to start off with that is because
game is about helping us learn the rules of manhood. And a lot of times what happens is we don't fully believe in the rules. We don't fully believe in the information.
You cannot fear rejection.
We got to stand on business out there, meaning that the bitches ain't gonna even fuck with me if they don't think that I'm willing to go the distance behind some shit.
everybody in this room, if you had a bitch ass moment, raise your hand.
When I say I am, I want you to say a motherfucking man. I am
a motherfucking man.
Like I said, y'all should have bitches. I'm amazed. It's a struggle for some of y'all.
Once you find something that you're into, it comes before everything else. And then even when you deal with a woman who's into you, she has to compete with that thing, whatever the fuck that is, right?
Stand up if you believe in fear. Stand up right now. Everybody stand the fuck up.
You know, I say bitch a lot and nigga a lot, but, you know, it's with good intention and a lot of love in it and whatnot.
If I'm feeling insecure, is this really me, or did somebody teach me how to feel this way?
I am
a motherfucking man.
Yeah.
Yo.
What up?
What's good? Justin and Miles, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I want to make sure because I know Jay Woman can hear me, but I had a mishap this morning.
You guys hear me just fine.
A smoker's jacket, baby? That what that look like? A smoker's jacket?
Oh, that's my silk robe that my girl got me.
All right,
Yes, Daddy.
That's the way to treat yourself and shit.
Yes, Daddy.
So real quick, what we're going to talk about today is men's view of sex and the value they attach to it is an issue. And you see it play out on the dating scene with how men behave when it comes to their desperation to gain access to women sexually. And you see it play out where women treat sex like, well, sex with them, like it's some prize, like men should try and win it. You know what I'm saying? And in my opinion, I think women, they overplay their hand and they also overvalue something that's not really that valuable in the grand scheme of things.
Facts.
And men tend to devalue themselves because they value something that's really not as valuable as society would have you believe. Okay, and proof is all around you that all this shit is a motherfucking illusion. So in just a moment, I'm going to play 2 videos. Now, the first video I'm going to play, it's got some other shit in it. And that wasn't when y'all hear it, y'all going to know. The first thing y'all hear them talking about has nothing to do with the point I'm trying to make with this video. But if y'all want to address what they're saying in the beginning, then we can. What I want to get to is what they say towards the end. But before we do that, y'all got anything y'all want to plug right quick?
Yeah, what's going on, everybody? Shout out to the panel, man. Shout out to the chat. Only got a few jars of Cunningham shea butter left. I just put the link in the chat. And shout out to Money Mitch for the $5 super chat. He says Game King's back again. Yeah, man. So I just put the did I put it in there?
I just posted it.
Oh, you just posted it? Okay,
I don't know
yeah.
if it's the right link or not.
Oh, yeah, no, that's the right link. Yeah, so that's a link to get your shea butter, guys. If y'all want to get the shea butter, I do limited runs, so don't wait. You know what I'm saying? You could go to the site right now. You see how many I have left. It's not that many. So, yeah, man, appreciate y'all. And, yeah, happy to be here. Let's get it.
All right. You got anything going on? Justin, you want to let the people know about?
Oh, yeah. Well, I redesigned my website. So if you guys haven't seen it, go to the dominancecademy.com. And I streamlined everything and changed up the marketing and the appeal. So it's going to be a little bit more mainstream. And it actually has worked out pretty well in my favor. So if you want to check that out, give it a look. There's always new video and new content being put up on the membership. So if you have questions about that stuff, hit me up on the back end.
All right. And I know Jay Roman, you and 50 been doing that cigar lounge joint. What is Monday? What time?
Yeah, it's Monday at 7:00. Mac and Mondays, as we changed it to, just the calls alone. So it's a great time to call in, go through whatever scenario you're going through, and get some advice exactly on how to handle it right there on the spot. So it's almost like a little counseling session, all right there. You just call in, and it's on Mondays with me in 1950. But actually, I want to plug this show, Zach. I appreciate you having me on here. And for the callers, when the number line goes up, call early. Let's get this on.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Geek 79 real quick. I just want to highlight the soap real quick. He says the lemon mint soap is doing wonders for my skin. Pause. That's a fire soap. Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to him.
Yep. It's
nothing like vitamin D, bro. Rub it in. You know what I'm saying?
He's stupid.
So I was gonna say something. I lost my train of
proteins
thought.
and nutrients.
That's right. So let's go ahead and just get the first clip. Let's get it on, man. Fuck it. Ain't no time like the fucking present. Let me know if y'all can't hear it.
Do men cheat? I think it's because they're insecure about themselves. It's the truth. Because if you're confident in yourself, like
that makes sense to you.
It do make sense. Because if I'm confident in me and mine, why am I gonna go out?
But
stuff
you made the fatal mistake by comparing yourself to a man. You said, because if I'm this and this, I would do it. The reason why you think that it's insecure, lacks confidence because he cheats, is because you're looking at it from a female's lens. Women are born with their value. Men, we have to create our value. So since you are born with your value, your main job is to preserve your value. That's why you feel insecure and you lack confidence when you cheat, because you know you are not preserving your value. You know if you cheat, your value decreases. Since a man, we have to create our value. That means that we have to fill boxes to get sex within a girl. We have to bring value to the girl that we want to cheat with. So when we cheat, we don't gain value, but we express our value, because girls just don't sleep with anyone, but men will.
Okay. God damn it. First and foremost, women, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Y'all are not born with no motherfucking value. Period. Okay. Now, this is what I will say. Okay. As humans, as human beings, right? When we're born, we all have innate value to our parents and to our loved ones, right? But as far as society is concerned, nobody gives a fuck about you. Now, the problem is society has always told women, though, as it relates to sex and things of that nature, that men have to be special or do something special to get to you sexually. And that's the problem. And men, and you can see it play out in society, because look at the things that men do. That whole high value man nonsense was predicated on men achieving a certain level of financial success and excuse me, and a certain level of education, so they can be quote unquote valuable enough in a woman's eyes to actually win her affection. The whole red pill movement was basically men realizing it's bullshit. Okay? And how you know it's bullshit is you can simply Google Will Smith. That will tell you that it don't matter how much money you got, the type of fame and all that shit you got, if women don't respect you, they're going to treat you like you ain't shit.
Thanks.
Now, let me say this about gaining access to women sexually. All you have to be is sexually appealing. That's all you have to be. And I want guys to understand, although having sex appeal is currency as far as attracting women and vice versa, there's no real value to that, in a sense that just because somebody desires you doesn't mean that they value you. Meaning, men have sex with women they don't respect all the time. Right. Women have sex with men they don't respect all the time. So the mere fact that we know people are fucking each other on a casual tip and they really don't respect each other, explain to me where the goddamn value is that in fucking somebody. Y'all got it.
You know, can you play the video one more time?
There was so much wrong in that video.
Yeah, like it's so.
Why do men cheat? I think it's because they're insecure about them.
Hey, if you want me to pause it, I'll pause it, but I'll go ahead and
yeah, let's do it. Let's do it like
you almost statement per statement, you know.
You said what, Miles?
No, I said you almost could stop at statement for statement.
Facts.
Give Yeah, just let me know if you want me to start it, but I'll go ahead. Let me start it over. Hold on, real quick.
Right.
Hold on, let me start it over.
We got. Why do men cheat? I think it's because they're insecure about themselves.
Okay, let me just say that right now. That's some bullshit. Okay, right there. You're gonna be a secure motherfucker to be fucking multiple people, in my opinion.
Also,
if you're confident in yourself, like
that makes sense to you.
it do make sense because if I'm confident in me and mine,
Pause
I'm
it real
gonna
quick.
go out.
But you made the fatal mistake by comparing yourself to a man.
Yeah. So also, she's talking about the dude that she really liked that cheated on her. So if it was a dude that she didn't really like and he stepped out, she wouldn't be like, oh, he's insecure. It's a defense, right?
Yeah.
To try to like take him down a notch, like wherever that guy is in her head, is to try to cut him down a notch to kind of justify, make herself feel better about the fact that she was cheated on by a dude that she really liked that didn't want her.
Right, exactly.
Well, and that right there, nail on the head. The person who gets cheated on is often the person that feels insecure.
Right. And I'll say this, the
projecting.
I don't this whole thing of cheating, and shout out to Tony Praymantis for the $5 super chat. He said, "What's up, fam? Donating to the game. Thanks for the valuable information. Salute." When I hear this word cheating, I think the whole thing has been like, I think it's a misinformed idea in general. And what I mean is this. The average man, or any average man who has a working penis, he's gonna want to fuck multiple women. I think the only time it's really cheating is when the guy decides to lie. It's really not the fact that he's fucking other women. A man fucking multiple women, I think, is a natural thing. It's just the lying. You understand? That's the part that fucks it all up. It's the fucking lying. I think if more men, like, imagine if since the beginning of time, we just kind of every man just understood the shit and was like, yeah, I'm fucking you and I'm fucking her. Or yeah, I'm leaving right now. I'm about to go have sex with this other chick. Imagine if men been on that shit since the beginning of time. By now, it probably wouldn't even be no fucking jealousy. You see what I'm saying? But dudes lie. Dudes are afraid of confrontation. Dudes are afraid of disappointing women and this, that, and the third. And that I think that's really what it is. People cheat because they lie. Fucking multiple people is really a natural thing to me.
No doubt.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because monogamy is not natural. But there are people who will have you believe. They will either have you believe that monogamy is natural for both sexes, or the stupid shit that don't make no sense. They'll say, well, for men, it's not natural for men, but it's natural for women. No, it's not. Whether it's a poly thing or a monogamy thing. Now, I don't think poly, unless you're talking about like Mormons and other types of society where you're conditioned to believe that's a way of life. The whole monogamy thing, in my opinion, is conditioned in us to believe that that's the best way and the most natural way to get into a relationship is to only be with one person, and this is how you know it's all an illusion. Right. If that's the case, explain to me why there's so much infidelity in marriages.
Exactly.
Explain to me why there's so much cheating going on. If it was natural, it's not.
Right. And actually, if we were monogamous creatures from the get-go, say like since we crawled out of caves, we wouldn't have the population in the world that we do. We might have actually died out if we were a monogamous species.
Exactly.
It wouldn't happen. But it's funny that you said that, Miles, because just the other night I made a video about the attractiveness when it comes to disappointing a woman that likes you. And if you're afraid of doing that, that actually works against you. It works against your favor.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Guys don't know the power of disappointing a female. They really don't know, because most good dudes move in fear because they're afraid of, quote unquote, losing the woman. You understand? But that's because they don't value themselves in the first place.
All right, so let's go ahead and get this shit started up again. Let's let me know when y'all want me to stop.
Said, because if I'm this and this, I wouldn't do it. The reason why you think that it's insecure and he lacks confidence because he cheats is because you're looking at it from a female's lens. Women are born with their value. Men, we have to create our value. So since you are born with...
Okay, let me stop right there. what he just said, that right there, that is the bane of most guys' existence. This is why you got guys with channels crying and bitching about women wanting men who make six figures, women who prefer to date men who are 6 foot plus, women saying they want a man who's in shape. All of those things, when guys hear women voice those dating preferences publicly, all it does is it reminds guys how insecure they are about those things that they lack. Because he said something about a checklist. So what happens is when women speak about their dating preferences publicly, there's a checklist. Once a woman says something about on her checklist that a guy doesn't have, all the insecure guys come out in droves bitching about women feeling entitled to things. Now, it's not to say there's no validity to that entitlement. And let me just say that about entitlement. The biggest reason why women feel entitled to shit is because of the value men put on being able to fuck them. Women, and that's just, it's a reality. Women know, and I've heard women say this, women, you're the prize. If anything, it's because you have that for JJ. So women know, whether they want to admit it or not, women know men go bonkers over some pussy, and men do dumb shit over some pussy. And let me just say this about one of the real reasons why women got a problem with niggas cheating, especially in relationships. One of the biggest reasons they got a problem with it is because they know you lame dudes couldn't get no pussy without spending money. So what they're really mad at is you're sharing your resources with another bitch. That's why they're really mad. But
yeah, facts. That's big. That's real talk right there.
And also, if she really, really likes you, that makes a huge difference as well.
Mhm.
Because when a woman is, I was talking about this in my last video, where if a woman's really, really into you, she wants to consume you on all levels. Like she wants to consume your time. She wants to consume your dick, your energy, your resources, your attention. She wants to consume all of that, right? Because women are the void, men are form, right? So if she really digs on you, she's going to want to take up all that. And so by you diverting some of that away from her to some other woman, then that's like a slap in the face. It's like, but I'm so hungry for all that stuff. I want to eat, and then you're feeding someone else, and so some resentment and jealousy will happen in that regard. But again, if she doesn't like you like that, it's not going to make that much of a difference.
And I would say, Justin, I think on a deeper level, and you're absolutely right, but I think it's more so of the non-sexual intimacy than just the physical act of fucking another woman. I think is, does he look at me? I mean, when he's fucking her, does he look in her eyes like he look in mine? When he's done fucking her, do they lay up and have conversations like we have conversations? Does he hold her like he hold me? That type of bullshit. Y'all got it.
Yep.
Y'all good? Y'all want to go?
Yeah, we go.
Keep it rolling.
Okay, cool.
With your value, your main job is to preserve your value. That's why you feel insecure and you lack confidence when you cheat, because you know you are not preserving your value. You know if you cheat, your value decreases. Since a man, we have to create our value. That means that we have to feel.
Okay. I gotta stop it again. Women, your value, your true value, has nothing to do with your vagina. Your true value has everything to do. There's a word I like to use. Deference, which means humble submission and respect. If you show me deference, I automatically see the value in you, regardless of your sexual past. The reason why guys care about a woman's sexual, go over there. The reason why guys care about a woman's sexual past so much is because they're worried about being cheated on. Because here's the thing, and let's go back to his point. The one thing that these males value so much is the one thing you're giving away to another man, your body.
Mm-hmm.
That's why these dudes are suicidal. They deleting themselves because the woman cheated on them. Oh, you sucked another dick. Oh my God. This is why you guys is devastated.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all got it.
I'll say this too real quick. You see, they don't. Guys say that whole, men have to build their value. No, truthfully, you have to discover your value. That's what I'll say. Because we're all, especially men, we're all put on this earth with a purpose. We're all put on this earth with a gift. And I think as men, it's our job to discover that gift, to discover that purpose, and then find a woman to help enhance it. That's really what, to me, that's really what it's all about. You know, I believe in the helpmate thing. I believe that women are here to help a man fulfill his purpose in the best way possible, and then of course, you know, accompany that purpose with family and kids and things like that. I mean, you know, me personally, I'm not really about that, but in general, I think that's the entire like paradigm for this humanity shit. So we could keep, you know, so we can continue to advance on, you know, different things like technology or whatever, and then we could keep the human race going, you know, generation after generation. Like, I think that's the purpose of all of this, to understand our direction, find a woman that can enhance our journey, and then have some kids with her. And because the family is an enhancement to the journey, right? Because once you figure out your purpose and then you figure out how to create value around your purpose, then you also create a microcosm of the society, which is family. So you can relearn and learn and innovate and exercise the values that you have in yourself and carry them on to another generation. So when they say those words, it's sad to me, because I think it puts a lot of young guys in the frame of mind that they have no value until they start making money, or they have no value until they can go in the VIP section of the club. And it's like, no, your value is there. You just have to believe in yourself, look within, and discover it, because it's there.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's a really damaging mindset. Like having that seed of negativity. It's
exactly.
Like you're born as a nothing. It's like, no, man.
Exactly. And then on the other side, women just have all this fucking value because they have a vagina. Like, come on, man. Come on.
And then,
for a fact, and I'm sorry, I'll finish it with this.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm here as a man to discover my purpose, and then I find the compatible woman and I give her her purpose, which is to enhance my shit. Go ahead.
Well, and here's the thing. And to say that the more sexual partners a woman has, that deflates her value even more. Basically, what you're saying is, beyond sex, she has no value to you.
Right.
But, like, literally, this is what guys are saying. What they're saying is, if I had to choose the most valuable attributes or characteristics that a woman has, it starts and ends with sex. It starts and ends with how many guys fucked her. And I'm here to tell women, y'all been lied to. So all y'all chicks talking about I'm practicing abstinence or I'm gonna make a nigga wait because I want him to understand there's more value to me than just my body. Y'all been lied to. Because I'm gonna tell you, dudes who actually got options ain't fucking with you. Because what you're saying is, I'm withholding the thing that you think is the most valuable part of me. I'm withholding that until later. I want you to prove to me that you're worthy of it. If I'm dealing with a woman and you think that about yourself, that the most valuable access to you or the most prized possession about you is your fucking pussy, why would I want you?
Exactly.
Why the fuck would I want you if you think that's the best thing you have going for yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
Well, and on that, it also shows that these guys haven't experienced anything beyond that.
Mm-hmm.
So what you just pointed out, K-Zagian, is that his focus is purely on valuing vagina, which means that he hasn't experienced value beyond that, right? Because you could take, I mentioned this a lot, you could take a 10, whatever 10 is in your book, or like most guys' books, and if she has no interest in being obedient to, has no interest in willfully and joyfully following what you have to say and what you have to do, then what is the worth of that 10, right? Versus, say, a 5 or a 6 or a 7 who has that enthusiastic willingness to follow, right? I would take the 5, 6, or 7 because it's like at that point, it's like her attractiveness has no real intrinsic value. It's fine to look at, of course. And yeah, certainly it might have some sort of effect genetically if you're planning on having children. But beyond that, it really doesn't serve much of a purpose, right?
Yes.
And then this guy, where's he getting all this shit from? You know what I mean?
Bro, this dude.
It's like he wasn't coming up with that on his own. Yeah, but the funny thing is that he thinks he's saying something.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Bro.
Yeah.
If you go to Facebook, that's where this goofy dude dwells at. All of these motherfuckers think he's saying something. No. All of them. About 99% of dudes, maybe myself and a couple other guys, we're like, this guy's goofy. But all of them think he's saying something. Because, look, here's the reality of it. 90-something% of dudes are weak as fuck. 99% of dudes are weak. They don't know how to lead women. These dudes bow down to pussy and beauty. Period. All these dudes who go out of their way to earn a certain amount of money just so they can attract women who look a certain way. And women know this, okay? Even if it's unconscious or subconscious, women know the more material possessions a man attains or the more wealth he tries to acquire to get a woman, they already know they can run him because of why he wants to attain those things. He don't want to attain those things for himself, and then women fucking with him is a byproduct of that. He's mainly motivated to get to those things, believing to get a beautiful woman or a woman who looks a certain way, I got to do these things. This is why guys think, this is why when I say guys have a remedial understanding of sexual attraction, they're not thinking about the behaviors of a man. They're thinking about, let me acquire shit and let me show this woman what I got. And by virtue of that, she'll fuck with me because I'm one of the quote unquote top guys. And they got it all fucked up. Jay Roman, you been quiet. You want to say something, fam?
Yeah, I just been writing stuff down, and I don't like the message. I don't like the message of devaluing men, right? So I've heard this rhetoric of a 1% dude, and he has to work, and there's only 1% of men that reach this status, and that's the status that deserves this type of woman. And now, if it's 1%, that means 99% of the other men are devalued, right? And that's the message that you're giving, that if you're not into this 1%, you don't deserve this type of woman. And it seems to me part of that message is that if I get to this 1%, then guess what? I can treat you, this woman, any way I want to because I'm in this 1%. Right. So at the same time, you're devaluing them. You see no value in them except the vagina. So there you go again, pushing that notion that they're the prize. You know, just by the essence of that. When I get to this 1%, I get to have you any way I want to. So I am devaluing you and only putting you in one box now. So to me, it seems this is so elementary that people forget to just go through and look at real life experience. I don't care what level I was at. You know, there's always been beautiful women around me. And there's been beautiful women around everybody. She's been working at McDonald's. She's been a secretary at a place, a nurse. Every level that as they try to put people that, there's always been beautiful women. Now, what makes the difference between either one of those? And we all know, do they listen? Do they fall into the category that we want them to do? Do they do the stuff that we ask them to do? How much are they really into me? And when you go back to cheating, to me, it's a lack of discipline. I don't care if you are in a monogamous or poly relationship. To me, this is a man issue that if you're not disciplined to go along with what you said you were going to do, then that's where your issue is at. And even in poly relationships, they have rules, right? Or you guys have things set up, right? You know, even in all different types of relationship, there are some guidelines that say, hey, don't do this, don't do that. Hey, if you're going to go out and sleep with somebody, make sure you wear a condom. If you're going to sleep with somebody, make sure you don't stay the night. If you're going to do this, make sure that I'm part of that, whatever we pick them. I used to be in a relationship where, our thing was to go pick them together, So my thing is, if you go outside of that, that shows your lack of discipline. And to me, it just boils down to something very basic, lack of discipline in self.
Okay, so let's talk about cheating real quick. Let's talk about that just real quick. So in my opinion, there's a couple of main reasons why guys cheat. Number one, cheating is a fear-based thing. That means you're scared. You're scared to tell the woman that you want to entertain other women for fear that she either won't want to be with you or that she'll leave you. So you're either deceiving her to get her to fuck with you, and or you're deceiving her to keep her fucking with you. And this is why you won't reveal to her your real desire to want to go deal with other women. Another reason why I think some guys are reluctant to be honest, because they are really afraid of their women being cool with it. And if their women are cool with it, that means the woman is going to be fucking.
Right.
And I think a lot of times that's what it is. I think a lot of times guys get into these obligated monogamy-oriented relationships because they want variety themselves. They don't want the woman to want variety. So they figure if I can get her to get into a monogamy-oriented relationship and I'll just cheat on the side, I can have my cake and eat it too. I can have this one chick who's only fucking me, quote unquote, because you don't know that for a fact, and I can have my variety at the same time. That's my personal opinion.
And to add to that too, you know, this is what a lot of guys don't even know, that a woman is okay with sharing you if she sees the value in you.
Oh God, that Miles.
You understand that? There are women out there. There are women out there that even if you let them know that they have the option to do what they want to do. There's a lot of women, depending on how they feel about you and the value that you bring to their life. There's a lot of women that will not exercise their freedoms simply because they understand the value that you bring. And here's the thing, and this is why a lot of the rhetoric that these guys spill is so bad, is that if these guys think that they have no intrinsic value, based on what the guy said, these men are saying to themselves that they have no intrinsic value. So why would they ever think that they could be honest with a woman about seeing other women, and for a woman to recognize their value so much so that she won't, you know, go to another man or leave them? Because that's really what it's all about. It's a function of fear. It's a function of fear, because whether or not she fucks somebody else, whether or not she's doing something behind your back, she could be doing that in a monogamous situation, a poly situation, any type of fucking situation. It really don't matter. You know what the difference between a guy like me and most of these guys is that they're afraid to lose something. That's the main fucking difference, because I don't see my girl 24/7. I don't exactly know what the fuck she's doing, and I don't care what she promises or what agreement we have, or it really doesn't matter. The only thing that's different between me and those guys is that I know that no matter what happens, Miles Cunningham is going to be good. Whether I lose her to another man, or I lose her to her get hit by a bus, or I lose her to natural causes, or if she chooses to see me the next time we have set up. Either way, I'm going to have a good time with her or without her, purely and confidently, because I know where my value is. But these men, they feel like they have no value. They feel like they're not doing nothing unless they can take a woman on a $400 dinner date. They're not doing nothing unless they drive a Lamborghini. They're not doing nothing unless they're a Bitcoin millionaire. You get what I'm saying? So how could they ever think to be honest with a woman and say, well, I'm going to see other women. I'm going to see other women. And these dudes are, oh my God, I could never tell her that, because she's gonna leave me, because they feel in themselves that they have no value for a woman to even consider sharing them.
Well, let me add, look, I'm going to play devil's advocate, and I'm going to say this. And as women, I want y'all to think about this. Could it be that the women who act like they got a problem with it don't see the value in themselves?
I think half of them, they got a problem with it. It's just the embarrassment of it amongst whoever they tell.
Let me finish my thought real quick. Okay, before I forget it. The reason why I say, could it be that the women who got a problem with sharing a man don't see the value in themselves because they don't feel like their spot in that man's life is secure?
Exactly.
They feel like another woman can come in, pussy wetter, pussy tighter, cuter, body better, whatever the case may be, suck dick better, whatever the case may be, and can take their man. And maybe there's some insecurity with that, which is why they might not want to share a man. Because here's the reality of it. And I say it all the time on the Tuesday show and on the Wednesday joint with myself, 50 and Steve. Women, y'all got to share us. I'm sorry. Number one, women outnumber men. That's number one. Number two, when you begin to look at the men that are available, most of these men, you women don't want them.
Mm-hmm.
So what are the chances that you women can have the guy that you really want, the pick of the litter? What's the law of averages that you can have that man on to yourself? For most women, it's not likely. My bad, Jay Roman, you got it.
No, I think some women are just embarrassed by the fact they got cheated on. If anybody else found out, so they'll ride with it as long as nobody finds out. You know, it's a factor that they consider. Why, you know, I can't begin to boil down exactly why anybody cheats. You know, it's their own preference, and that's why I think, to me, it's a self-discipline, a self thing. Like if I cheat, I'm not cheating on that person. I'm cheating on myself and my beliefs. If I sat there and said, "Hey, this is what I believe. I agree to this. I do, just me and you," then to me, I made that statement. That's the contract that I verbally signed and made with you. Now, being a man of your word is in all things. Now, it's a constant battle, and you know, for discipline and to be balanced. And sometimes people do fall short of that. And to me, when I make mistakes, I get more upset at myself than anybody else who could get upset with me. There's you know, there's nobody that could get upset with me more than myself because of the goals and things I have. So if I fall short on any goal or task or anything like that, you know, there's nothing nobody else could say that would, you know, be harder than what I'm saying to myself and the things that I'm going to do and actions to correct it.
Right.
And so, you know, to me, whatever the reason is, you know, it's you're on a vacation. You know, things just fall in your lap. You was a punter, it just fell down. Boop. You know, or you know, you actively set up something. You know, either way, you're not living up to what you said, and to me, that should bother you more than her finding out. She finding out is not the determining factor on me feeling bad.
Facts. Let's move forward with the video because we got to get to some calls too in a minute.
Is to get sex within a girl. We have to bring value to the girl that we want to cheat with. So when we cheat, we don't gain value, but we express our value because you just don't sleep with anyone, but men will.
Where does he go?
Yo, and I'll say one more thing, bro. You see how he acts as if, like, bro, I can't.
Dick is a gift.
Like, I can't. Why do these dudes think that the act of sex is like this big reward? Like, do you know how many guys got a gift of pussy on Valentine's Day? You know how many guys out there is living that type of life where the woman fuck them with the same pussy they've been fucking them with, and somehow that's some type of gift or reward for Valentine's Day. Not to mention the fact that, again, I say this all the time. If my dick don't get hard, sex doesn't fucking happen. So how the fuck can I look at you as a woman and act like you're a prize to me for us to fuck? What are we like? Oh my God. The fucking logic.
Bro, let me say this. Never in my life, going all the way back to when I was a teenager and I was first having sex, I never believed that I was blessed or lucky or fortunate because the chick let me fuck her. Shit, I'm looking at her like, chick, do you know what I can do to you? Do you know the time you're about to have with me? If anybody should be blessed, it should be your ass. So I just want guys to understand that sex is a mutual exchange. Like they say, there is no robbery in the fair exchange, or with fair exchange, there is no robbery. Right?
Thanks.
Now, the reality of it is, men, you're gonna have sex with some women where the sex is whack. Women, y'all know all too well. You're gonna have sex with men and the sex is whack, and you're gonna feel like you got cheated out of something. Like, man, this was a whole waste of fucking time. It happens. It happens. But the reality of it is, this whole thing with access to someone sexually should be some fucking ultimate prize to win. That's society. That's society. And what I think what it really is really, because I think men have always known there was always a certain crop of men that could get it, and there was another group of men that couldn't get it. So they had to do extra shit to even get a woman's attention. So what I personally think it is you have the guys that maybe have access to wealth and things of that nature, but don't have sex appeal. You have those guys that maybe try to shift shit around to make it appear, well, hey, a man got to be on this level to get women, whereas, yeah, you could be cute and you could be this, but you can't get women if you down here. And I think it plays itself out in our society right now, where you got guys that say that stupid ass shit. You pay either way. You pay either way. My thing is this, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna be done with it. If I go play basketball, if I play a bunch of pickup games, whether I win or lose, if I'm going to go do something that I thoroughly enjoy, something that I'm passionate about, how am I paying with my time? I'm doing something that I want to do with my time. No one is making me do it. So same thing with women. So if I'm dealing with women and I got a woman coming over to the joint or I'm taking her out to drink, I'm doing exactly what I want to do with my time. I think for a lot of guys, they spend an exorbitant amount of time trying to convince a woman to fuck. And it takes them weeks, if not months.
Right.
Or it might take them multiple dates. And for them, that's their MO. That's their method of operation where they got to do that. So for them, each time they do that and they don't have sex, they look at that as a monumental waste of time. Well, we ain't you and you ain't us. Y'all got it.
Shout out to Corey 2S for the 99-cent super sticker, and shout out to Joe Blast for the $5 super chat. He says respect. Did you say you have a second video? You said yeah. I think we could get to that. And the phone lines are open, guys. 919-647-9392. But if you want to get to the next video, because we 40 minutes in, so
I think you made a good point though, Zag. I guess it's kind of hard to really understand the view because I ain't been sexless since starting having sex, and I never been a person just to believe a stat that was said. You know, I believe my own stats. When I look around and I'm like, you know, I'm doing a lot of work in this bedroom. I'm being a bedroom bully in here.
Facts.
If I'm doing this much work, how am I the one that should feel like, you know, I should be hunting you down? This is a bedroom bully here.
Right. All right, we got Monogamous Play on the line. Monogamous, what's going on?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yes, sir. What's up, Miles? What's up, K-Zag and Mr. Justin and J. Rome? How y'all doing?
Chilling, man. Chilling. Appreciate you. What's going on?
What up, fam?
Yeah, man. Yeah, everything is good, man. Yes, sir. Yeah, guys. I just want to make a quick comment on this video, and it kind of ties into that other guy that y'all was showing in the yesterday's video, Miles.
Yeah.
That was saying the same thing. Hey, excuse me. Hey, sir. Hey. All right. So, the one thing I just want to say, Miles, and you actually said this yesterday. Mm-hmm. You said that the language exposes you, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you remember the guy just said that, a woman, she's born with all her value, but a guy, he got to create his value. And you said, no, not necessarily I have to create my value because the value is already within. I have to discover my value, right? You know what I'm saying? And the same with a woman too. She has to discover her value. But these guys, and I remember I used to think like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it was crazy because I was thinking like this at a younger age. So it made sense why I thought like this because I didn't have the experience yet. But these guys in their late 20s, early 30s and still thinking like this, too many guys think that women are perfect.
Right.
And they don't see on these podcasts that when you speaking that intelligent dumb shit, these women will sit back and let you just speak. So all that stuff that these guys are saying, these women are not going to say, oh, no, you wrong. Like, no, women, we actually think like this. No, they're going to let you say all that dumb shit because that doesn't expose what they really doing. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But these guys, they're so ignorant and they just talking. They feel like they saying something. And I remember you just said that, Mr. Jackson. You was like, this guy really thinks he's saying something when he's really saying a lot of nothing. Mm-hmm. But a lot of these guys, they operate on the fact of they think that women are special or they think that women are perfect. And once you start to realize that women are just like any other human, then that's when you start to realize like, okay, cool. I don't have to do all this extra stuff to take this chick out on a date. I don't have to do this and I don't have to do that, right? But then a lot of these guys that feel like they have to have money, these are the same guys that feel insecure even with money when a taller guy comes. Oh, I'm not 6 foot yet, or I got $100,000, but I don't have $200,000. And I used to always tell women this when I was younger. I'm like, you might find a guy that's taller than me or a guy that can do this and a guy that can do that, but you'll never find another me. You see what I'm saying? No guy can be a better version of me than what I can be of myself.
Facts.
So you want to go and you want to explore other experiences, do you. But if you want this experience, then you got to subscribe to this. But there's just too many guys that's out here that's operating on this. Women are perfect and I ain't shit. When it's the other way around is what you say, Miles. But what is y'all take on that?
Well, this is what I would say.
Nobody's perfect. I don't want to say that. Nobody's perfect.
Well, this is what I would say. If you can win a woman over with superficial, shallow shit, that's a woman who's devoid of value anyway. Right? Period. So to me, why would you want a woman that can be easily swayed by those things? Right? So what a lot of guys have to understand, what makes a woman fall in love with a dude and she's head over heels and she's intoxicated by his presence and she's addicted to him, has nothing to do with him being 6 foot plus. You know what I'm saying? It has nothing to do with what kind of car he drives. I'm not saying that those things aren't things that attract women. What I'm saying is those things don't have staying power and the stamina and the endurance that a man's behavior, a man's integrity has. Right. Those things mean something. Now, if you're just talking about casual sex encounters and things of that nature, or just dating casually, then so be it. But if you're talking about women who really want to get into a meaningful relationship with substance to it, the last thing women are going to be thinking about is he got to be 6'2" precisely, right? That's not going to be as important as how that man treats them and how they ultimately feel in that man's presence. And how a man makes a woman feel in his physical presence has nothing to do with his motherfucking height or that fucking car he got in the garage that she can't even see, but she's sitting on the couch with that motherfucker.
Right. Right. But hey, monogamous, you good?
Yes, yes, sir. The last thing I just want to say, guys, and I'm glad that you said that, Zach. Yeah, the last thing I want to say is, and it's a touch on that video from yesterday, Miles, that you were saying, right? Yeah. I just don't understand why guys think that there's so much pressure on them. Because that guy last night, he kept saying, "Oh, there's pressure to buy you this, and there's pressure to do this, and there's pressure to do that." There shouldn't be any pressure. Right. And even what you said, Miles, the pressure should be on the woman, which it really shouldn't even be no pressure on her if she's going to cooperate. But if there's any pressure, it should be on the woman. Once again, I always try to tell guys, a girl want to go on a date with you, you want to go get some ice cream, that's what it's going to be. All this pressure on, she don't want ice cream, so I got to figure out what other date to take her. Now you're taking yourself out of your own comfort zone.
Exactly.
So now when you be around her, you're not going to even be the best version of you, because now you in this people-pleasing mode versus on the girl ain't trying to do that. Trust me, it's billions of girls on earth. I'm hitting up the next girl. But once again, guys date monogamously when they actually should date casually to create the monogamous experience that they want to create moving forward. But that's all I want to say, guys. Thank y'all so much for the opportunity.
Appreciate you, brother. All right.
Thank y'all. Y'all have a great weekend.
All right, you too, man.
All right. So how we on calls, Miles?
Yeah, we good on calls. You go ahead with the video.
Okay, so
what's your age?
I'm almost 29.
What do you think the way you're dressed right now equates to men?
I don't know. I guess not your norm in Miami, right? Like, look around right now. No one's dressed like this.
How are they dressed around here?
The women I'm looking at right this second, they all have like really tight see-through dresses, really short, really skimpy, which have skimpy clothes too.
Okay, stop right there. Stop right there. She said, I got skimpy clothes too. I'm going to start it over. Okay, I'm going to start it over and let it play all the way through. And I wanted to point that out so that the people who are watching it don't miss it. Look, you guys, the desirable truth, go to Facebook and look at the comments. They calling her wifey and everything else, right? All because of how she's dressed right now. But she got the same clothing as them other chicks that she's talking about. She just ain't wearing it. I just want to point out how easily you guys can get fooled by how a woman presents herself publicly. How women present themselves publicly is not an indicative or an indicator of how they actually behave privately. Let me run it back.
What's your age?
I'm almost 29.
What do you think the way you're dressed right now communicates to men?
I don't know. I guess not your norm to me, right? Look around. No one's
dressed around here.
The women I'm looking at right this second, they all have like really tight see-through dresses, really short, really skimpy, which I have skimpy clothes too, by the way. I'm not knocking it, but I don't know. I feel like this is a little more conservative.
Well, how do you feel men look at you when you dress conservative as opposed to skimpy, provocative?
I personally feel, and this is not a fact, but I personally feel that when men see me and I dress like this versus like a sexier outfit, they approach me differently. Kinds of men approach me more to my liking. And I think it's natural for a man to look at a woman that dresses like more conservative, to view her in a more modest way.
Hey, dude, one of y'all got that soundbite? Gotcha, bitch. One of y'all got that?
No.
Well, there could also be a factor of competition, though.
I just want to point out she said something. Yeah.
No, go ahead, Zag. It's a lag.
Go ahead.
It's a lag. Go ahead, Zag. It's a lag, but go ahead.
Okay. All right. Cool. So, okay, what I want to point out real quick is she just told you the way I'm dressed right now, it gets a different type of attention from the skimpy shit I would wear, and I get approached by men who treat me differently and by a different type of man. So she knows when I'm in the mood for maybe to be taken seriously or to actually be dated, I'm stepping out like this. When I want to be naughty for the night, I'm going to throw on my other shit, right? I just want guys to understand. And see, this is how astutely aware women are of how they present themselves publicly. This is how women can go out in public. They can introduce you to what they think you want to see. Now, peep game. Imagine if one of you guys got with her, right? And I'm not saying anything is wrong with her, but imagine if you got with this chick under the false pretense that how she dresses is how she dresses all the time, right? And that she's a certain way, maybe she has certain virtue and all this other bullshit because she's dressed that way. But imagine on the nights you don't see her, she throwing on her skimpy outfit, right? And she going out. A lot of you guys will lose your damn mind because you sat there and you prejudged her based on what because she's wearing a mask. She just admitted that she wears a mask in public because she dresses a particular way to get a certain response that's more favorable to an outcome that she thinks is more conducive to not being treated like a slut, in my opinion. Y'all got it.
Yeah, I was going to say that there is also a possibility that she does not have skimpy clothes at home, and she was just mentioning that because we all know that women are very competitive with one another. So by saying that, it's like, well, I could be like those girls, but I'm not going to kind of like set herself apart, because girls love saying in certain situations, I'm not like those other girls. They like to set themselves apart in whatever way they can. And the thing is that it was not so trendy a while ago to dress this way, to dress skimpy. And I remember back in the day, like when Madonna came out and she started wearing underwear on the outside of her clothing, and people lost their freaking minds because things were more conservative back then. Then it slowly shifted over to the point where now basically everyone is wearing their underwear on the outside of their clothing, and it's normal. It doesn't stand out. So now you take somebody who dresses more conservatively, and now they gain attention, and it just starts shifting back and forth like this, probably through the end of time.
Right.
Okay, this is what I would say real quick, and it goes to the title. Men's view of sex and the value they attach to it is an issue. She knows that men view modest dressing women a certain way, and they view women who dress provocative a certain way. She knows this. So the point I'm trying to make is guys like to create this distinction between the virtuous good girl and the whorish bad girl, right? And we've all said this, we've all heard this, at least in our inner circle. Women are comprised of the same chick. Sometimes they have an angel on their shoulder. Sometimes they have a little devil on their shoulder. She got an angel on her telling her, hey, you're single, you're looking for a man, you want to catch a man, wear this outfit. He's going to treat you differently. He's going to talk to you differently. And I've heard guys say this. Depending on how a woman dresses, they're going to approach her differently. Meaning, if she's wearing a skimpy outfit or provocative clothing, they're going to think she's easy. And they're going to try to fuck her right away. Whereas a woman who dresses like this is going to be the woman that they're more conservative with as far as their approach. This is the woman that they're going to try and date a little more seriously. And the problem with that is you're treating women differently based on something as shallow as how they appear with clothing on. Oh, they wear this type of clothing? Treat them this way. That type of clothing? Treat them that way. And this is how guys get fooled. You get fooled. Treat all women the same. Let them reveal to you over time their true character. How a woman dresses is not indicative of her true character. It's not. Let me just say this and I'll pass it back to y'all. how a woman dresses is really an exhibition in how comfortable she is with her sexuality. To me, that's all that it is. I
Facts.
got it, man.
Yep.
Now let's roll it.
Roll it, yeah.
All right. Oh, that's it. That was it.
Oh, that was
run
it?
it back? Yeah, that was it.
It was choppy when you played it
that's-
the first
yeah.
time for me. So it's
I'll
kind
run
of
it back, I'll
hard
run it
hearing exactly what she was saying. So if it's less
Okay, I'll-
choppy, and yeah.
I'll run it back and see what happens.
What's your age?
I'm almost 29.
What do you think the way you're dressed right now communicates to men?
I don't know. I guess not your norm in Miami, right? Like look around right now. No one's dressed like this.
How are they dressed around here?
The women I'm looking at right this second, they all have like really tight see-through dresses, really short, really skimpy, which I have skimpy clothes too, by the way. I'm not knocking it, but I don't know. I feel like this is a little more conservative.
Well, how do you feel men look at you when you dress conservative as opposed to skimpy, provocative?
I personally feel, and this is not fact, but I personally feel that men see me as like a sexier outfit. They approach me differently. Different kinds of men approach me more to my liking. And I think it's natural for a man to look at a woman that dresses like more conservatively and to view her in a more modest way.
What's your age?
I'm almost.
So were you able to hear that, Jay Roman?
Yeah,
Yeah. I heard. Yeah. So I think you were spot on right there. Zach.
That. And what's your name?
Tommy.
Tommy, how old are you?
I think you were spot on there, Zach. When she restated her age of 29, it seems like she got a program, right? That she is at a certain age, at a certain time where she wants people to view her in a little different light. And when she says, I got the skimpy clothes and now I'm changing it up, because they're going to view me in a different way. To me, I feel like, yeah, she's 29 years old. She's about to turn 30. She done had her fun, and she's ready to try to, do things more conservatively to get a certain type of man. And, she's very aware of herself. So,
yeah, in respect to that, doing it at that age instead of at 38.
Right,
or,
right. So,
or 39 is doing it at 29.
And I think that's the.
You got something y'all want to add to that, gentlemen?
J Roman, you good?
Yeah. I thought he was going to play another video or something when he said it.
Delay.
Yeah, there's definitely a delay. I think it might have.
We can roll.
Yeah, I think it might have something to do with your new equipment, Zach, something like that. But I'll just say this. I think it was kind of cool to have a woman like notice the difference in how she dresses and the type of attention that she gets. Because a lot of these chicks love to act super disingenuous and oblivious. Like, oh, well, I should be able to dress exactly how I want to dress. And all of the well-to-do, 6-figure, prestigious men should want to approach me and blah, blah, blah. Like, so it was good to hear a woman even say that. But look, I'll always take what a woman says with a grain of salt anyway, because, she still was on some, well, I got slutty stuff too. Like, so she's still. Women are two-faced, bro. Like they have no fucking agency. Women have no agency. And I don't say this to be disparaging to women, but because I know this, it just forces me to understand the reality of how women operate, based on their agendas. Like a lot of these street interviews, yeah, the chameleon effect, right? A lot of these street interviews, when they interviewing a group of bitches, the first bitch that answers for the rest of them. They'd be like, hey, so what do you think of this guy? Oh, he's a 6. And then all of them, oh, yeah, he's a 6. He's a 6. And it's like, it's the hive mind and all that bullshit is like, so I'm cool, But again, it was cool to at least have her show some type of like discrimination to understand that there's a difference in how you present yourself and how the type of attention that you receive, So I'll leave right there.
Well, then, Miles, what you're saying also is a strong indication about how important it is to be a good, effective leader. because they are so amorphous and can take different shapes.
Exactly.
That should be telling you guys that is a shining bright beacon that you need to step forward and lead and guide and have structure and be very informative about everything.
That's real.
I think when we say they need to lead, right? And they actively need to be aware of that, because when you get into a relationship, you are leading automatically because she's going to take her keys off of you. Now, it all depends on those keys being that this is going to be a longevity thing or something short, but she is looking for you and taking keys off of you. So the unfortunate thing is a lot of guys don't realize you are leading. Now, are you actively being a leader and understand your role in leading?
Are you conscious? Yes.
Are you conscious that, hey, I need to do this, I have to do this for the longevity of myself and whatever I want to be in? So
and you know, that understanding of a woman's you know, like you said, the chameleon effect, or her amorphous mindset, right? Where you know how they say, and I know it always comes off like I'm comparing women to dogs, but has anybody ever heard the saying that you think you're training the dog, but it's the dog that's really training you? Has anyone? Yeah. And what they mean when they say this is that, you know, a dog is just what it is. But if you want a dog to understand something, it is you who has to create the consistencies and the repetition so the dog finally understands what you're trying to get the dog to do. Now, again, I'm not necessarily trying to compare women to dogs, but it's the same type of thing where it's about, we talk about the vetting process, we talk about consistency and the you know, like you said, Jay Roman, the awareness of the leadership that you're putting out. Too many men just kind of like get with a girl and it's like, okay, the sex is good and we go out sometimes. And then guys will do some shit like this. They'll get with a girl. Okay, the first date is Saturday, just because, right? All right. They say, hey, so what are you doing this weekend? And the girl said, oh, we got 50 Fitzwell. Yo, 50 Fitzwell, chill out for a second. I'm gonna just make a point, then I'll get right to you. All right?
Chilling.
All right, cool. Appreciate it. Right. So they'll do that first date on Saturday. And then the guy will say, hey, so what are you doing next weekend? She'll be like, oh, well, I'm free Saturday. And then they'll hang out second date Saturday. Third date, it might end up on Saturday again. They'll meet up to smash on Saturday, right? He's unconscious. He doesn't realize that this is his Saturday, bitch, right? And then one day she's, you know, Thursday rolls around, Friday rolls around, and he forgets to call her. He doesn't even say anything. Next thing you know, the woman calls him up like, yo, what's up with you? What's going on? Why you ain't calling me for Saturday? And he's looking at her like, why this bitch going off and tripping on me just because it's Saturday? But he hasn't realized that, bro, you've been training her consistently to see you on Saturday. Yeah. And now it's Saturday and you haven't made any plans. You didn't call her. You didn't do anything because maybe some stuff changed or whatever. I get it. But the fact that you weren't conscious to realize that you've been training this woman consistently to see you on Saturday, and now you can't understand why she's mad at you. And now instead of trying to understand, what does the guy do? Because he's unconscious. He's like, well, bitch, you can't tell me what to do. Fuck you. Blah, blah, blah. You can't be talking to me like this. And then there's this contention. And he thinks it's because she's a crazy bitch. He doesn't realize that it's a flaw in his fucking leadership. You see what I'm saying? And that type of shit happens in relationships all the fucking time when a man is not understanding and being conscious of his leadership and the fact that he needs to put consistencies in place.
You know what it is? And I refer to it as inadvertent behavior, where guys don't know what they're doing. And this is why I warn guys against introducing romance and non-sexual intimacy in the equation too soon. And I'm not saying that you should not introduce romance. I'm not saying that you should not introduce non-sexual intimacy. What I'm saying is, once you introduce those things, oftentimes it's going to change the dynamic of the interaction between you and a woman.
Exactly.
So now there's, like Miles said, now there's going to be an expectation that those things are part of the attraction allure towards you.
Right.
Because especially when you introduce them early on, those guys got to understand, a woman, just like a woman can lose attraction for you, she can become more attracted to you as time goes on. So if you're introducing all of these different things into the equation, a woman can fall deeper in love with you. A woman can have a deeper bond with you over time. And all these things happen because of the things that you're doing. So what happens is a lot of guys, and what happens, this is what happens, guys. Listen to what I'm saying, because we talked about this a lot of times. A lot of you guys are inconsistent with what you're doing, and maybe you don't realize it. And part of that is what Miles was saying earlier, is that you condition her. You basically coached her how to be around you, and now she's expecting that thing because she got used to that thing you did.
Right.
Letting chicks spend the night, taking showers with them, all that type of shit. If you're dealing with a woman, especially a woman who likes you beyond just sex, she's going to grow to like those things, and those are going to be things that she grows to expect. So if you start seeing her, and now you're not letting her spend the night, now you're not taking showers with her, now you're not cuddling with her after fucking and pillow talking, she going to say something to you about that shit.
Yep, that's facts. All right, 50 Official, man, thanks for your patience. What's going on with you, bro?
Good afternoon, brothers. Mr. Justin, welcome back. Jay Roman, K Zag, nephew, what's up?
What's going on, bro?
Miles.
Yes. What's up, Unc?
Every time I want to say something, man, K Zag and one of y'all just make me go back to a kung fu moment. Fuck my train of thought up, man. Look, you were right. You were right, man. Look, you promise when you say so, first of all, Miles, a man, like you said, all a man has is his words. When he's born in this thing, he's already valued because they expect him to be the man, to do what he say and say what he do.
Mm-hmm.
That's straight up. I learned that coming out the womb.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as I got older, being grown up in the church with my mother and all them damn old ass cackling hen women, I took some of the ways into my adolescence. But then it changed again. And when I noticed as I got more and more into adult, if I told a woman something, and it could have been either I liked her, or it was just somebody casual in business. If I told them something, they would expect it to happen. And the minute it didn't happen, oh my gosh, fireworks, bombs, all type of shit. You said that. So, it is 100% true.
Yes.
Story. I had this honey years ago. I didn't fuck her nothing. I actually went to New York and seen her and didn't fuck her. And in my eyes, she was fine because I like them dark skin, super dark skin honeys. That's just me. I just fall out over them. I don't know why.
Tisha from Belly. Tisha from Belly. That's my shit. Tisha from Belly, boy.
Don't say that.
Yes.
Yeah, she was nice.
So when I was talking to this woman, she said, "Well, you're gonna come up for my birthday?" Because what happened was it was a tragic situation where I saved the life for her then boyfriend. They were on a lake. The boat fell off. I was in this place. We got in the lake. We got him out. And we knew each other. We all know each other. But then from that point on, she always said, she tell everybody, he saved my life. Well, I was going to go to New York to see her for her birthday again, right? But I got caught up at work. Transportation wasn't working. I'm in D.C. She's in New York. So I called her and said, you know what? I can't. I don't think I'll be able to come up there. Oh, what do you mean you can't come up? Oh, my gosh, everybody knew he was coming. You're going to make me look like an idiot. And stuff like, well, damn, what the fuck did I do? I didn't even fuck this woman. And she was acting like that.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that got to show me there, well, hold up, dog. What did I do? I said to myself, what did I do? What did I say? And then another woman came to me a while after that and said, yo, did you went up to see so-and-so, right? She said, yeah, did you hit that? I was like, no. She said, oh, well, you better stop playing that. I was like, what the fuck is going on? And the case added, it was my behaviors that had her ass moist all the time. And I didn't know what I was doing. And this was like 10, 12 years ago. I didn't know how this woman was so interested in me because everything I said and how I moved, because honestly, I was in that mindset back then. Oh, this young girl, man, she ain't gonna fuck me, fuck it. But this bitch came to see me. She called, but I didn't know. My point is, when you tell a woman something, even when you whisper in her ear, dropping that you better deliver. You better deliver. Because if you don't deliver, you're gonna get a return to sender. And that ain't something a nigga wants.
Facts. If you don't deliver, you don't return the sender. Now, yeah, look, you see, and I'll say this too. I see you, J. Roman, but I'll say this too. You see that part in the video when we were discussing about how the rhetoric causes guys to devalue themselves. This is where that they don't even see the value in the things that they say to know that the woman is going to come back at them and be like, yo, but you said this. And the guy is looking at her like, but I ain't got no value. Why you trying to hold me to something I said the other day? And it's like, bro, you're a man. When you say something, it's like God talking. That's how much your value is. And look, when you say something, it's like God talking. So you can't be confused when a woman is coming back at you for something that you said or promised. Go ahead, 50.
Exactly. And there's one other thing, and Miles is into this shit a lot. At the job, we got a situation's about to happen. They're bringing one of these inauthentic people coming in, right?
What?
And I was told, well, I'm going to be hiring another practitioner and they are trans. And I said, what that got to do with anything? Well, sometimes you make comments. I said, stop right there. I never made a comment about anybody's sexuality because in school, they taught us that on a whole nother level and I took it somewhere else. So you cannot say that about me. And she's like, well, no, but sometimes you say stuff and then in the videos you listen to, fuck all of that. What are you trying to say to me? Why do I have to know this person is trans? I said, let me tell you something. Since you want to sympathize with that community, I want to give you some education, okay? First of all, they have so many fucking entitlements, it's ridiculous. I said, they lobbied for their own bathrooms. My people were fucking given our bathrooms and were forced to fucking use them. So what the fuck? I gotta fucking, why went the fuck off? And I did what Miles said. I said, look, you talk about everything I talk. I said, when I tell you something, it's fact. No, it's always no, it's fact because I can fucking spell it out and show you and prove it to you. Right. You can't. You're always gonna tell me something about how you feel. Well, you feel, no, I don't. And I kept slamming her and slamming her and slamming her. And I just decided, you know what? When that move is made, I'm moving out the door because I can see what's going to happen now. How many entitlements are you going to make for this person?
Right.
How many? We got, wait till the bathroom situation come up. I'm dying to see that shit happen. And that's when I leave because I will not get a subpoena. Right. I will fucking divert because it's coming. It is fucking, and I see it now. I was like, oh shit, that's what the deal is. Mm-hmm. They about to fucking accommodate a motherfucker that's gonna come in here and don't even know who the fuck they are. Wow. And I told her, I said, look, years ago, we were forced to use a bathroom, and that wasn't in legislation. Their shit is in legislation.
Yep.
Black people, our bathrooms and water fountains were not in legislation. The white people say, yeah, that's what you're gonna do. But yet these motherfuckers come around and just because they feel a certain way, okay, so I'll come in sometime and say, you know what, I feel Latino today. Oh, you can't say that. I say, why the fuck not?
All right, Tiff, let me ask you a question, man.
You better leave,
so when you yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Miles. You got it.
J. Roman, did you have some, J. Roman?
No, he was just talking about his car situation and how he couldn't make it. It just made me automatically think of how many guys have put themselves in a position, dangerous situations, spent more money than they intended just to try to get it. And, just going along with the show with, men's view of sex and the value that they have on it. Like, I was watching some show and this guy was talking about how the things he did to just try to hit this girl, but he put himself in a way dangerous situation. He drove into a neighborhood he knew he shouldn't be driving in. He barely made it back to his car just for this. And it was funny the way he was telling the story, but he made it back to his car. He only had one shoe. He didn't even have a shirt. And, but something in his head when he was driving away was like, man, I knew I shouldn't have done this, but I did it anyway. And I think that that's a quick reference to any guys that you kind of know the situation. And if you're leaving that situation, telling yourself, man, I should have done, then you just overvalued it and you went along with it because you put so much value in sex.
Facts. Yep.
Exactly. Exactly. And so I just tell these brothers, stop, stop putting your ass in trouble for pussy. Like, you had said something recently, Jay Roman, about how, men will just do it just because it's there. Like, all right, well, fuck it, I'll fuck it just because it's there. I've never been like that. If it didn't appeal to me, I wasn't trying to get it. I've seen guys go into people's houses and it'd be an older lady there. And like, she might look pretty good. But some niggas would try to get at it. And I'm like, why? Well, she fat, man. She just, I said, man, y'all niggas are crazy. There's no way that I would just denounce who I am for a woman. Mm-hmm. There is no fucking way, man. Pussy is not like like Kay Zagan said, a woman is just there to facilitate. I could do the rest.
Right.
I could do the rest. A heartbeat in a hole is just, it looks nice. Yeah, okay. But I can do that. I can close my eyes. I can put the VR on. I can do the same shit. She just there to facilitate. All right, guys. Have a great weekend there, man.
Hey, man. Thanks a lot, Unc. Thanks for calling in. We appreciate you, bro. You be safe, all right?
All
right, peace, man. Yeah, we good on calls.
Yeah, he referred to
what?
No, I was saying that call he was referring to was on Mackie Monday, where this guy was really just, he was up on it. He was upset. He's getting older, and he couldn't really get the girls to respond to what he's been doing lately. And he always referring back to when he was younger. He used to smack them down, and I just asked him, you smack anything? Like, do you still give out charity dick, right? And he was like, well, yeah, I'll do it now. And I was just like, ain't no way I'm doing it now. Ain't no way I would ever do that. We all have our experiences and we learn from it. And some cats continue to beat their head up against the wall and never learn from their experience.
Put them on hold now so I can read this.
All right, 856. Chill out just for a second. We'll get to you in just a second. Go ahead.
Okay. Dave G with the 5 says guys putting themselves in compromising positions for sex is an example of allowing their ego to get the best of them. Indeed.
Yeah, I can see that. Definitely. You ready to take the call?
Oh yeah, let's go.
Yeah, all right. 856. You're on live with the Manhood is a Skill Set Show. We got Jay Roman, Mr. Justin, Miles, and K-Zag. How can we help you? Name, age, city. How can we help? How can we help you?
Yo, this from Matt. This is Matt from Jersey. I'm 24.
All right.
I had to ask a question about the leg count, the body count.
Okay.
Is it valuing yourself if you let a woman with mad bodies be a main woman?
How do you know how many bodies she has, sir?
How experienced she is?
How do you know?
You guess.
You guess.
Yeah.
So
you automatically guessed high.
So what are the things that she would do, or how would she behave, or what characteristics does she possess that would have you guess that she has a lot of body, sir?
She's real good in bed, and
what if she was just with me and I taught her real well?
So caller, let me ask you a question. Okay, caller, let me ask you a question, and I really want you to think about this. This is true of most women.
You missed that, Justin.
Yeah, he did.
He did.
What happened?
I said, well, what if she was just with me and I taught her well?
You lagging. Hold on one second. Hold on. Let me quarterback this thing. Hold on, K-Zag, because you lagging. Hold on. Let's do caller. Mr. Justin asked you a question. Mr. Justin, please repeat your question.
You were talking about her being really good, and I said, well, what if she was just with me before you and I taught her really well?
If she was just with one guy, that's kind of disgusting still, though.
But caller, no. You're missing the point. He's letting you. Mr. Justin has a certain particular set of skills. What he's letting you know is that she could have just been one with him, meaning that her body count is 1. But Mr. Justin has taught her so well that she's very good in bed and she's very comfortable. So that, by your logic, would make you assume that she has a high body count, bro. That's what you don't understand. And what the point that we're really trying to get across to you is that you will never actually know her body count.
So caller, I think we could assume that you're insecure, and don't deny it, nigga. So this is what I would say to you, to piggyback off what Justin said. I'm gonna give you two scenarios. I'm gonna give you two separate women. You tell me which woman has the most experience. Woman A, she's 25 years old. She's only had 3 lovers her whole life. All of them casual lovers, and she's never had sex more than 3 times with each of them. So that's 9 times she's fucked, right? Is she less or more experienced than a woman who's been in a relationship for 5 years with one guy who's very skilled? You know what I'm saying? When it comes to being a mattress tactician, he's very skilled in the bedroom, right? So he fucked her probably thousands of times, right? Who has more experience? The chick who's been in a relationship for 5 years with one dude, or the chick who's had 3 sexual partners but only fucked them no more than 3 times a piece?
Number 2.
See, and that's what a lot of you guys don't understand is even these women that have a high body count by you guys' measurement, a lot of the sex these women are having is bad sex. A lot of the sex that women are having, they're not being taught anything. They're not learning anything new. Caller, do you know the power of teaching women something about their body they have never figured out themselves, and the man actually taught them something? Do you know the power of that? Do you know the power of teaching women something about their sexuality, their kinks, and their fetishes? Most men are ill-equipped to even go there and show a woman things about herself sexually she never even knew existed.
Because he thinks it's disgusting.
Right, he thinks it's disgusting.
It kind of cracks me up. It kind of cracks me up that when we hear about this body count thing, I never really hear any of them say that it leads to a certain mindset, right? They don't even go there. It's just, oh, they have a high body count. It's not even that, hey,
Yeah, like what does
she's
that
been
even
having
mean?
sex for 10 years and she's had, 1,000 people. I'm a little worried that she might not take, our relationship serious or whatever. They never go to any of that and say, oh, she has a high body count. And so that's it. Like, what does it matter to you if she listens, if she goes along with your program, if you and her vibe, if everything is cool? What does it really matter to you if everything is on point?
If everything's on point, but why would you, if she did everything you wanted her to do, but she was with 1,000 men before you, like, why would you want her doing that?
Caller, but you're not gonna. Okay, caller, let me ask you a question. Okay, let's be honest. Okay, I'm a grown man asking your grown man ass a real question. Can you outline all the fucked up shit that can happen in a relationship with a woman who has a higher body count than you would like? Can you go ahead and list all the fucked up shit that can happen to a man, please?
It just hurts my ego. That's all.
Oh, beautiful!
Oh.
Thank you so much. You know what? Shout out to you, bro. So you do realize that it's an insecurity that you're discussing, right?
Well, I feel like there's pride and then there's dignity.
You feel like. So
why would it hurt your ego though?
What does your dignity have to do with the woman's body count? Your dignity is yours, bro. What are we talking about?
I don't like the idea that another man could tell me how my woman's coochie feels.
So you're gonna go out.
There we go.
So you're gonna go out into the street and find these guys and have conversations with them?
They gonna send you an email?
Okay, caller. So that's what it really is.
Is she on bad tracks or something? Like,
So that's what it really is. You guys are scared you're gonna be seen out in public with a chick, and random dudes is gonna approach her and be like, "Yo, see them 5 dudes over there? Yeah, we all hit that last month." Is that what you're afraid of?
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
caller.
I'd
I'm
like
gonna
to-
tell you something.
Oh, go ahead, Zig.
No, real quick. Caller, I have, with a couple of my partners, been out at a club and we saw a dude hugged up with a chick that we all gangbanged on.
Mm.
Nobody said nothing to him. He looked like he was in love. Who am I to crush his heart? Y'all got it.
Well, I gotta bounce out of here at the top of the hour, but I just had a couple of questions for the caller. So let's just say you're right. Okay, you meet this woman, you like her, but then you find out through some sort of magical, factual means that she's been with 75 guys. Okay, and to you, this bothers you for some reason. Okay. So let's say you're correct. You have it down factual somehow. I don't know what, but it is. It's real. It's factual. What does that mean to you? What does that mean?
That means I can't be proud of her because there's men that have gangbanged her and treat her like a cum rag before.
Oh, so all right. So you see how you're making a judgment call on this. Okay. So first of all, you have an attitude of looking at this as one having sex equals degradation. Just by having more of it is degrading. All right. So you're creating that narrative in your mind. Then on top of it, you added she's being treated like a cum rag. So now she's being objectified and dehumanized in your mind. All right. And treated not only being objectified and dehumanized, but even worse, as something that's disposable, like a rag that's just been used for cum. Okay. And then what was the other thing that you had said? But at any rate, it was the way you are associating these things is completely negative. All right. So you're looking at a natural process that a woman can do with her body that she is completely autonomous with, and then casting a massive judgment along all of it. Now that's something that needs to be discussed with yourself, because I don't have the time to pick apart your brain, but you have certain preconceived judgments around sex, and it's not good. Like good as in healthy. You don't have a healthy relationship with sex, and you see it as something as defiling. Okay, because what if you were one of those guys who created that number, okay, in some other woman? All right. So if having sex contaminates, that means your presence with her sexually is a contaminant, which means you are poisonous. So why are you seeing yourself, a natural act that you can do, as a poison to this woman's life?
Right.
You see how you have it all wrapped up in a completely negative view, and it's really going to prevent a lot of your growth.
Well, I agree with that, but I mean, I would say it's negative because it's casual. Like you said, it's disposable. It is not inside a relationship where that man cared about her. She was getting used as a cum rag in the gangbang.
You're making more assumptions. You're making more assumptions that if there is no relationship, then that there's no meaning. And that if there is a relationship, that automatically means there's meaning. You're coming into this with these really fixed notions of judgment around something that you don't even have factual data around. You're making assumptions about guesses because you really don't know a woman's number. So you see, you're getting yourself all tangled up for no reason.
Let me ask the caller a question real quick. Caller, have you ever engaged in casual sex in your life?
A couple times.
Okay, so here's your problem. I want you to think about what I'm about to say next. Your problem is the average guy has the same problem you have. You guys want women to hold sex in higher regard than you hold sex yourself. Okay, meaning you want women to look at access to them sexually as something valuable, but you don't look at access to your dick as something valuable. So essentially what you have is you have standards, or you don't have standards. You want women to possess a standard you yourself don't live or have.
Yeah, that's true.
So how can you be a leader? How can you actually lead a woman and get the respect and admiration of a woman when you want her to live up to a standard you yourself have never lived up to?
Crazy.
All right, y'all got it.
No, it just cracks me up Do you know all the places you get to come in a relationship on her? When you have a loving, caring relationship, do you really know all the different places and things that happen? And it usually gets to a point she don't want the cleanup, so she just take it in the mouth in a relationship. So here you are. Let's say you meet a woman that's been married for 6 years, and she says we finally got divorced because I couldn't keep up with him sexually. Do you know is it the mileage on the car or how many owners on it? Like just what you're saying just doesn't really make any sense, right? Because at the bottom line is you're never going to know how much experience or things she has done unless she opens up and tells you. Now, for me, I will tell you this. When I talk to ladies, I always ask for body count. That's just my thing. But it's not to judge how many people. It's so we can have a conversation. I like to put them on surprise and open and see how open they are about this natural thing of sex. And if they get squirmish around it, I already know they're not really for me, because I say and do a lot of different things, and I need you to be at a certain level already. So if you can't open up and tell me the truth, then to me it's kind of like, yeah, or even open up and tell me whatever you're going to tell me. I want to see it flow. So if I say, hey, you ever done this? I don't want to be like, oh, I don't want to tell you, like, yeah, I did that. Oh, how old were you? What did you do? We go from there. And then, I'm on to diseases, and we go from there so I could have a safe experience. That's all I'm into, is your mentality about sex. And if we can have a safe experience, if we all are clean, that's it. And we'll go from there. So there's a reason why I do it. And that's why I say the mentality, you guys never really go to, oh, we had a conversation and she told me, you know what? I'm not going to stop. I like having this body count of 10 a year, and I know I love you, and I ain't going to stop that. Well, if that's something you're not into, then that's something you'd be like, oh, okay. Well, if you're not going to stop that, I kind of wanted to be more exclusive, then fine. But you guys don't even have these discussions. You're like, well, her body count is really high, and that's going to mean woody whoop. And you haven't even talked to the lady. I talked to somebody before, and she said that when her virginity was lost at 20, and she went from 20 to 25. She was getting it in.
She realized how much she loved it.
She was gaining experience, right? Now at 29, she's like, I'm not really into the multiples like I used to in the parties and all this other stuff. I just really want to find somebody, and that's that. Now at that time, I wasn't into that. I was into the parties and things like that. So we didn't match. And that's what it's about. It's not about this count. It's about the mentality that you guys share together. Is it aligned? Is it what you want as far as from this point on? This person that I want to align with me, can you be that person?
Lifestyle. It's about lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Does she live a lifestyle that's not conducive to you?
Yeah, hold on. Justin, you good? You on mute. You on mute, Justin. You on mute.
My bad.
Yeah,
I just want to thank you, gentlemen. I have to bounce out of here. Got some appointment to get to. So,
right, sir.
Yeah, you
Thank
guys
you
have a
coming.
fantastic weekend. Caller, thank you for calling in, and everybody have yourself a great weekend. I'll catch you on the flip.
All right. Peace, Justin. Thanks for being on. All right. Yeah, go ahead, Casey. Yeah.
So caller, let me ask you a question, right? And it's just yes or no. Yes or no. So as it relates to a woman's body count, do you think the more sex a woman has had, that makes her more apt to cheat on you?
Yeah.
All right, fallacy. All right, do you think the more sex that a woman has had, that makes it more likely that she'll compare you to other men as far as the size of your penis and shit?
Yeah.
All right, so this is the point I want to make. Okay, I'm passing it to my brothers. When I tell you guys that most of men's insecurities revolve around sex, directly or indirectly, this is what I mean. Show me an insecure man. He can say, I'm insecure. He ain't ever got to say, what about? 9 times out of 10, it revolves around sex, directly or indirectly. Yeah, I got it.
Right. Caller, real quick, are you dealing with any women right now?
No.
Okay. So what are you gonna do when you like meet a woman? Or are you going? how do you go about it? Like, because J. Roman just explained that he does it as a conversation starter, as a conversation piece, not as a judgment. So what are you going to do when you meet a woman? Is that going to be a part of your thing? And are you going to ask them their body count and then judge them after they tell you whatever number they tell you?
I'm gonna wait for it to come out.
You gonna wait for it to come out?
What if she never tells you? Well, if you say, "Hey, how many people you been with?" She goes, "It don't matter. I'm really into you. I'm just so into you. All I think about is you. Here, what are we doing? We've been kicking it and hanging out for 4 weeks, a month, 2 months. Everything is going great. I can't see myself with anybody else."
That's not good enough, though.
Wow.
I bet you guys were going on a dinner date or something. You guys would go to dinner, right?
Yeah, right.
And then you come home, she lay it on you, you lay it on her, and then the next day rolls around. It might be on your mind, but you might bring it up again, but she keeps saying, hey, I'm not a lot of people, but I've been with enough to know that I really want you. Next, 6 months done went by. Here a year done went by, and you're really into this relationship. Now, your cousin or somebody recognizes her and goes, "Oh man, in high school, shoot, toss it up, man." Now what?
She gotta go.
She gotta go, even though for the year everything's been cool.
She gotta go.
Wow.
Okay. All right.
Well, when was your last relationship, caller?
I never had one.
Oh, do you? Oh, so
you afraid of it?
Wait. So at this rate, how old are you again?
24.
24. At this rate, how do you expect to actually have a relationship when you're so afraid of what a woman's body count might be? Hello?
I guess I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to just look real hard. I don't know.
Oh, you're gonna have to look real hard. You don't know. Okay. All right. Are you on anybody's coaching or membership or anything like that?
No.
Hey, you got a grandfather? Is your grandfather still alive?
No.
No, okay. Sorry to hear that. Older uncle?
Yeah.
Is your older uncle any like that? Older alive? I can't hear you.
You have any type of masculine mentorship in your life? I think that's what he's trying to get to.
Well, I'm trying to get to the fact that when older folks are older, right? They're in their 60s, their 70s. They still date and stuff, right?
Oh, they fucking. They ain't just
dating.
simply dating. They fucking.
Now, do you think your grandfather, and I'm just saying a grandfather as a father, grandfather figure, is sitting there at 60 and 70 wondering about this 60-year-old's body count? 60 years? Do you think he having a good time with a woman? They going on vacations and stuff together, and he find out like, yeah, I used to toss it up back in the day. It's at 60 years. Do you think he's sitting there like, well, you gotta go? Like the older you get, the more years and experience other people around you get. Are you looking for somebody with no count, a zero count? And then how are you going to prove that?
Cole, I want you to know something. I want you to know that there's no coincidence between the mental block that you have with the insecurities of body counts and all that type of stuff. There's no coincidence between that and the fact that you haven't been in a relationship at age 24. There's no coincidence. I'm letting you know that. I'm not asking you that. I'm telling you directly. You understand? You think sex is disgusting. You think you're disgusting. You think that the idea of putting dick in a woman is disgusting. So you're going to have a mental block, which is going to keep you from finding any type of connection with any type of female, bro. I'm telling you that now. So you either got to get some coaching so you could update your mindset, or you're going to be in this position for a very long time. Or you probably, you know what the sad part about a nigga like you is? You probably going to end up paying for pussy. And you know, and the body count on the whore that you hire is going to be in the fucking thousands. So you still not going to escape it. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Yeah, and let me say this to all you body count niggas. If y'all wanted a virgin, you had your shot when you was in high school. There was some around back then. If you motherfuckers in y'all 20s and 30s, y'all are expecting these women to have had either no lovers or 1 or 2 lovers. Y'all done lost y'all motherfucking mind.
Facts.
You gotta be realistic.
And they're gonna lie. Truthfully, if somebody was really getting it in, if you ask her how many people, like the lady that you showed on the skit, or not the skit, the video, right, Zach? How she dressed more conservative, right? So the guy that she's dating, you know, I like the conservative look. You look really nice and things, and you know, they come on body count, and she goes, I've only had 4 in relationships. That's it.
Right.
And he's like, oh, word? Now, there's nobody coming to you that's saying, nope, she's had more. You know, she doesn't have anybody that she invites her friends over. You meet her mom, and you think her mom's telling you, hey, nah, she used to get it in high school. No, her mom's not saying that. Her siblings aren't telling you how many lovers and things she had. So my thing is, how do you really know?
You'll never
really know.
Caller, how many OnlyFans accounts do you have? Caller? Caller, speak directly into the phone. We can't hear you.
Just a couple.
How did? All right. You see?
Y'all see that? Y'all see that?
I got none.
This is what I want to point out real quick. Are we good on calls? Is he still there?
Yeah, he's still there.
You let him go. I ain't got nothing to say to him.
All right, caller. Listen, hey, we appreciate you, bro, but I would advise you to get some counseling or some coaching from any one of us, bro. You need to take the insecurity out of the situation. You need to start loving yourself a little bit more, and that's the only way that you're going to be able to really get.
I think he is loving himself. That's the problem. He's loving too much of himself.
Look, let me tell y'all something.
We appreciate you, bro. I'm gonna let you go. All right.
All right, thank you. And he ain't the only one. There's a lot of guys that have a problem with a woman's sexual past or their quote unquote body count. All of these dudes are the same. They all consume porn. They all jack off the images of women, but then they turn around and judge women. They're all the same. These dudes have no standards. And they talk about dignity. You don't have no integrity.
Yo, and you know what's sad? 502, real quick. You know what's sad too? You know, can we talk about the value that they attach to sex? It's funny how the previous caller, it's like a paradox, because he puts value on sex, but he puts the quote unquote value on the virtue, but sex itself is evil and disgusting to him at the same time. Like it's so. Oh man, I kind of feel bad for him. And he's gonna be stuck in that position for a minute. But anyway, 502, you are on live on the Manhood is a Skill Set show. We got Miles Cunningham, Jay Roman, and K Zag. Name, age, city. How can we help you?
It's Phoenix, 41, Louisville, Kentucky.
Okay.
All right. Phoenix, before you go in, let me say this real quick about what the last caller. There's a saying. The same thing that will make you laugh is the same thing that will make you cry. And what I mean by that is guys will sit there and dog women out for the very thing that sexually entices them. I just want to point that out. Y'all got it.
Yeah, go ahead, caller.
Yeah. Well, that's why I was actually calling in the comment about the last caller. And, man, I was going to say something, you know, kind of, I feel that most of the males would disagree with, when in all reality, you really do want the woman to have a high body count. And the reason I say that is because as men, when we tend to think of sex, we think of some wild, pleasurable, you know, she's sucking dick, she's doing all these wild, freaky things we've seen in porn, movies, and whatever. And the only way a woman can kind of get that is through experience. Either she would have to have a guy who's super experienced to teach her that, or she'd have to go out and get the experience herself. So if you want that wild sex, that pleasurable sex, no dude sits around and fantasizes and thinks about just some starfish just laying there.
Right.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just, as guys, they sit around, they get mad for the body count, but then they want themselves a freak at the same time. And you just can't do that.
Right. And look, and the reason why I spoke to the caller about loving himself is that, see, there's a connectiveness to this human life, this human existence. And, the thing with sex is that sex is one of those things that has been, provided to us by God and nature, that it's a simple enough act that has, it can have, complicated ramifications when it comes to pregnancy and certain other things. But it's the thing with sex and sharing it with someone else is that if you think sex is disgusting, then there is something that you think is disgusting about humanity in general. You get what I'm saying? I mean, we all know shit stinks, but it's like, hey, if you eat, you gotta shit. So, we have to be accepting to some extent because we know our shit stinks. So how the fuck I'm gonna look at you and be like, yo, nigga, you just went in the bathroom and blew it up, man. You're disgusting. It's like, bro, we've all blown up a bathroom once or twice. We've all had to tell the fam, hey, listen, I did everything I could. The fan is on. I sprayed it out, but nigga, don't go in there for 20 to 30 minutes because it ain't gonna be pretty. And that's what it is, because that's what being human is all about. So for these niggas to be on some shit talking about, well, body count and this, that, and if she does this, then she's disgusting. Then what you're really saying is that you're disgusting, my brother. You are the one that's fucking disgusting.
This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna play devil's advocate for some guys, real quick. And I'll pass it back to you, caller. If you're the type of guy where you are a virgin yourself, and you are waiting to be married because you have certain spiritual or religious beliefs that compel you to follow a certain path, where you want to actually have sex for the first time with your wife on your wedding night to consummate your vows, who's also a virgin, I have no problem with guys who want that, because they themselves live their life a certain way. So they want a woman who has the same belief system that they have. That makes sense to me. What I got a problem with is dudes who indulge in casual sex and then turn around and judge women for it. Right. That makes no, and I don't want to hear no shit about, I know it's hypocrisy, but men and women are different. Nigga, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear nothing about that, because my thing is, the very women you are talking about, you are participating in creating. Women cannot be promiscuous unless men are too.
Right. And I mean, and what you said about the religion thing, Zach, see, now that was me. I did that. I was all into the Bible and stuff like that and saving myself for marriage and all that. So then when women would be promiscuous, I would kind of be like, I'd be kind of turned off to it. And then I'd be like, damn, I don't want to mess with her. But really, they wasn't even doing that. They'd be like kissing a dude or something, or maybe they sucked the dick or something. I'd be like, nah. And then I would want to stay away from them women. But then when the church thing didn't work for me and I actually went out and started getting it in, now, I didn't care. Mm-hmm. But so I look back on it and I was kind of like, really, at the end of the day, I was kind of still kind of like hating on them women because I wasn't fucking. But then once I got out there, then it was all good.
Caller. Go ahead, Zach. Go ahead.
You got it, Miles. You go ahead.
Bro, caller. That's exactly why I asked the caller. I said, notice, I asked the questions already knowing the answer to the questions. I asked him, I said, are you dealing with any women right now? When was your last relationship? Oh, I never had one. Then I said to him, how many OnlyFans accounts do you have, my nigga? He said, oh, only a couple. You get what I'm saying? These are the guys. Right. These are the guys that are extra mad about body counts because truthfully, they are resentful that they're not a part of the fucking count. Because if you was getting pussy, like how certain niggas is getting pussy, you would want bitches to be fucking more. Bitch, I want you to be, you're looking at it like, I want you to be more of a fucking slut, bitch, because I want you to meet me Saturday night. You feel me?
Exactly.
These niggas
Exactly.
ain't getting no
I want it to
fucking
be
pussy.
easier for me. I don't want to have to hear the good girl story, no nothing, because I want to be fucking. So I don't care who you fucking. No, you fucking good. Now be fucking me.
Exactly.
Caller, and to piggyback off what Miles said, this is why when guys who are fucking at a hurried pace and they can get it when they want, they fucking with the chicks that's trying to make them wait. Like, I'm fucking. Like, if you ain't fucking, then I can't fuck with you. So when you're actually getting it, man, you ain't got time for all that silly shit. Y'all got it.
I know y'all was getting it in, and you ran across a virgin, not one that said she was, but one that really was, and the work it took to enjoy that interaction, it's irritating, especially if you are getting it in, right? Because just the care and the slow down and the okay, let's like nah. So it gets real irritating. So like,
yeah, it is. I had a woman. It was a few months ago. She had been with the same guy. She's 37. She had been with the same guy past 20 years, and that's all she had been with. She'd been together since they were like 16 in high school or something. And so she said, she's freshly divorced or whatever, and back on the market. And she let me know that I was guy number 3. I didn't believe her. I was kind of like, whatever, And then, but the sex was real, like inexperienced. It was real, just kind of like, and then I'm used to you want to go in, you want to beat it up and do wild stuff, and she's like, ooh, it hurts. I can't do that. I can't do this and this.
Yeah.
Ouchie.
Hand all on your stomach and shit.
She kind of scoots. She's a scooter, you know what I'm saying? She scoots on the dick, stuff like that. And you kind of like, man, I'm used to like somebody already being ready and, just jumping in there and wilding out. And then when you can't do that, you kind of sit there and you're like, but then you got to think nasty thoughts about the other women that you fuck so you can get off.
Right.
So trust me. I've had other women in my head while I was with one particular woman.
I can't do that, man. I wish I could. I can't do it.
I ain't got no problem doing it, dog.
That's why I have my one experience.
I do it all the time.
Doing a little mercy dick out. We would, me and the fellas is all hanging, and the numbers were even. It just so happened this day I didn't get the one that I really wanted. So here we are. Everybody was in the back beating it up. We sitting on the couch, and I was like, all right, whatever. Whatever. But I couldn't. My mind don't see anybody else but who I'm with. And that was the problem that day. And never again. So never again. That's why I just say I'm out at a young age. I couldn't be that homie. Hey man, I'm sorry, bro. I gotta go.
Look, I remember when I was in high school, this new chick, she got transferred to our school like halfway through the school year. And I got introduced to her. We was in a group and I got introduced to her. And her and I started having a side conversation. And she was telling me how she was, a virgin and shit. And I'm like, that's cool. I can respect that. And I'm telling her, I said, but if you fucking with me, we fucking though. You know what I'm saying? And she's like, well, I'm not necessarily looking for a boyfriend. I'm like, even if you are, I'm just letting you know. You know what I'm saying? If we fucking with me, we fucking. And I'm not trying to be your next boyfriend. Right. So about two weeks later, a partner of mine, me and one of my brothers, my twin actually, we stayed at my partner's crib so we can actually, have some, freaky shit go down. So boom. So I stayed at his crib, called Shorty up because she lived closer to him. So within 2 weeks, I had her in the bed. Now, to your point, Jay Roman, bro, and to your point, caller, trying to have sex with a chick who is either a virgin or she's not used to a dude going all the way in that motherfucker and rearranging furniture, it's annoying. And it's irritating as fuck. Bro, to the point, I don't even want to, I'm like, you know what, go ahead and get up and get dressed. I'm going to take you home. I don't even want to get up. Bro. Damn. Bro, I had a couple chicks where I don't even want to fuck you no more. Like, because this shit is so itchy. I can't do my thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to hand on in my stomach. I'm like, come on, girl, let me get up in that motherfucker. So for me, I don't want no, inexperienced woman. And I don't know about y'all, but I like a chick who, you know what I'm saying, who can get some head, you know what I'm saying, with no gag reflex. I don't want a chick, you know what I'm saying, she's licking that motherfucker like a lollipop. I'm like, no, suck it, motherfucker, suck it. So
if I gotta train you, I don't mind training you.
Yeah,
see, I don't mind training you for that. you know, but don't make me feel like you're so innocent because I don't, you know, I'm with you, Zach. There's a time I had to, you know, I'm 3 strokes in and you know, it's like, you know what, this is, you know, let's come back to this a different time, you know, because I'm used to us both having a great experience, and you know, that's the thing. If you're a guy and you say you can't have a great experience unless you know her body count, I understand. Go ahead if that's your thing, but understand that it doesn't lead up to what you think it may lead up to her mentality on the relationship. And I think that's where people are going wrong at, is the mentality in the relationship doesn't equate exactly to that body count. So, you know, and we can give all these different examples, but unless you really understand it, to me, it's going to be one of those things where they keep continuing, and it's going to have women lie. And this is where we still lead, but now we're training them to lie. The first guy that was like, "Oh no, man, the account's too big," even though I just had sex with you, that she knows, okay, well, I won't say that. And that's why there's a saying out there: for guys, you subtract 5; for girls, you add 10. Right? You say, you know, how many people you slept with? 5. Okay, that means 15. You know, if you're talking to a woman, I don't know if you guys heard that before. They say if you know, if a girl takes your body count, you know, you multiply 3, you add 10, whatever it is. That's because they were made to feel a certain way, and we continue to enforce the lie by this body count thing. The lie that they have. And my thing is, Go ahead.
When I ease up in it and she growl and that lip get the curling up, I'm like, she know that ain't here. She know I'm here. She know I'm running up in this motherfucker. That's all I give a fuck about is her reaction when that motherfucker crossed the threshold. You know what I'm saying? So it don't matter if it's 550 or 500. If she react the way that I'm like, yeah, she know I'm here, I'm cool with that.
I'm good,
you know
bro.
I'm
so
cool
good
with that. Yeah.
So good. Caller, I give you the last word, and before I let you go.
No, I said I agree with all y'all, and I was just gonna say that no matter how many she's been with at that moment, she's with me.
Exactly.
And that's all. That's all I'm worried about. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. That's all I care about. You know, and that's all I was just gonna leave it with. But I just wanted to call in on that.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for the call. It's refreshing to have a secure nigga call in after such an insecure nigga. You feel me? Appreciate you, brother. Easy, man.
All right, brother.
All right, man. All right, I'm gonna kill the lines because you know, like I told you, it's almost time for me, bro.
Okay. And I'm also glad that the caller at Phoenix, because he's basically a reformed body count dude. And,
right.
You know,
exactly.
I don't. And here's my thing: for a lot of you body count dudes, y'all dating life has to suck because you're always worried about whether the chick is lying to you or not. You're always insecure about whether or not you are enough or not. You're always worried about that shit instead of just enjoying yourself. And what I said earlier about when I run up in it, she growled. It don't matter how many dudes because I know she my fit. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm her fit, however you want to, say it. So, and that's basically, that can lead to sexual compatibility and sexual chemistry. And that's all that should really matter. Once you guys start actually having sex, do you thoroughly, mutually enjoy each other?
Right. I got it. Right. And man, sex is something that's supposed to be enjoyed, and the part that kills me is like the caller said, like at the moment that we're together, like what does all that other shit matter, bro? Like really, really and truly, at the moment that we're together, what does any of that shit matter? Like, I mean, and the thing is that how can you enjoy sex? How can you enjoy something that was meant to be enjoyable when your mind is in all these other places? See, and that's one of the things I love about sex too, because like most other things in life, it requires you to be present.
Oh, it does. Oh, no doubt it does. Yeah.
It requires you to be present. It requires you to have a certain level of, gratitude for life, a certain level of just being in the moment, being positive, being at peace. You get what I'm saying? Like leaving judgment out the window, because here's the thing. A lot of us as people, on a psychological level, when we judge others, all we're really doing is exposing things that we're self-conscious about.
Yep.
See what I'm saying? Because a lot of these dudes, when they judge body counts, they're looking at themselves and they feel that their number is inadequate. That's the real reason why they're mad.
Well,
They feel,
you know what's so funny? My bad.
if her number is too much, then by definition, the fact that her number is too much means that whatever his number is not enough. Because there's balance in everything. So if she's too much, then you're literally saying and exposing the fact that you think you're not enough. But go ahead, Zach.
No, I just want to say that a lot of these guys, they take their marching orders or cues from society. Because society is the one that's telling them how to view sex. Instead of them having their own unique relationship with sex, they are allowing what people outside of themselves think about sex impact how they think about sex. Because the guy said he's worried about guys seeing him with a chick that other guys know ran through. So now you're worried about what people think about you because you with this chick. So, and my thing is this: what does another man's opinion of you? How does that impact your life in a positive or negative manner? How does it? It really doesn't. It's really just, to me, you have to have a weak fucking mindset to allow other people's opinions of you dictate your decision making in your own fucking life.
Facts.
This is crazy, right? So say they come across a girl that says I'm a virgin, and then they get in it, and it's like throwing a hot dog down the hallway.
Exactly. What are you going to do?
Now what do you do? Right. So my thing is like, what do you do? You oh no, you're not. No, you're not. Right. And then you get ask somebody to say, oh, I've only been with 3 people and it's super tight, or 4. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, you're going to think what you want to think off of the experiences and the things you have. It doesn't exactly show or say what you think it adds up to. And that's the thing that cracks me up with the gentleman, is that it's just a count. And I think you're right, Miles, because if she was like, I'm 200, and he's like, well, shit, I'm only 40. Right. That's gonna be his oh, even though this girl might be so into him, like I'm so into everything you do, you say, I like the way you dress, I'm just into you. I've been dreaming about a guy like you. All of a sudden, no, I can't be with you because those 200 people. That's just ridiculous. Well, I'm 35. I'm 40 years old. Like I went to college. I did this, and no. That's too much for me. And it's like without a conversation on mentality and where we're at. And that's the thing that just gets me. Yeah. It's not even about, because I've seen cats that had virgins and she cheated on them.
Bro, I'm related to a dude that had that happen to him.
Like that she needed more experience and she was tired of being the good girl. She was a virgin. She finally got married, went out with her husband, and she realized she didn't have a lot of experience, and she's just been doing everything society says she should do, and so she wanted to fight that.
She wanted to rebel in the name of experience.
She wanted more experience.
Check this out. When I was in high school, this dude that I'm related to, I was 18. He was about maybe 17. He was dating this young lady. He had been dating for a couple of years, or they'd been in a relationship for a couple of years. He was her first, right? So they've been together. He knew the family. She knew all of us, our family, and all that other shit. So she graduates high school before him. She goes away to college. Right before she went away to college, now mind you, I'm 18, I'm a teenager. I said, say, bro, I said, you might want to break up with her. And I said, and he said, man, I love her. And I said, no. I said, listen to me. I said, I know you love her. Y'all in love. You're the first and all that other shit. I said, because she went to UT in Austin. I said, when she get to UT, she going to be around them grown ass, man, them fraternity niggas, them athletes, and she going to think about your scrawny ass, and she going to be like, these niggas look like grown men. I said, bro, she going to creep. He said, no, that ain't going to happen. Yeah. He left late August. October, less than 2 months. He called the dorm room. Dude answered the phone. Yeah, what's up? Oh no, dog. She's asleep right now.
God,
she's sleeping right now. Man, that's who's calling. I'll give her a message.
I'll put her to sleep. Hey, no. So I met this just man, this really, really, really beautiful. My type, nice and tall. She has some height to her, and little caramel skin, hair, everything.
Before you continue with the story, guys, I got to go, man. Shout out to y'all. Appreciate y'all. I'm gonna get up out of here. Y'all have a good rest of the show, and I'll see y'all, God willing, next week. All right, man. Respect.
Sure. All right, peace.
And we had
continue on.
We had a great year and a half. She went away to school, right? She went away to school. She took a gap year, went away to school, and right then I knew, like before she left, and she's like, "Oh, we could still try," and I said, "Okay, cool," but I knew right then, like, nah, this is done. This is done. Visited once, Then she called me on the phone and we're talking, and she goes, "Man, there's this dude in my class I can't stand. He has, he's always talking and saying stuff, and he has a tongue ring in his mouth, and he's just weird, right?" And when I heard that, I was like, "Oh, that's the guy.
That's the guy.
That's the guy, right?" Like, so I'm already mentally prepared. Like, that's the guy. I already know that's the guy, because you're noticing way too much about him. Why are you even? And then on top of that, like, why are you telling me about this dude? Like, okay. So some time goes by, and I already know this is done. And so that next summer comes around, and she goes, "I think I'm gonna stay here. I'm not coming back home, and I'm gonna just stay." I said, "Oh, okay, that's cool. Go ahead and stay there." My boy said, "Hey, what's up? My girl." I said, "Nah, man, she got a new dude at the thing." He says, "Oh, she told you that?" I was like, "No, but I already know. I knew a couple months back that's the guy." Now it took me on the phone, because she kept calling me. I said, "Hey, the tongue ring dude. I mean, the pierced tongue dude. Like, y'all kicking it yet or whatever?" She's like, "I don't." I said, it's all good. You're away at school. What I'm saying? This is bound to happen, distance and stuff like that. So, I said, you don't have to keep calling me. Like, we don't have to be together. Like, we could end this right now. And she's like, "What?" Like, yeah. Like, "Well, I know I don't want you. I still no. Like, do your thing. And then if it comes back, it comes back. That's around. But if you don't know the things to look for, it doesn't matter that body count. It matters the mentality and where you guys at mentally and speaking with each other. And I already knew just what she told me, like, you sounded a little different.
That's knowledge, awareness.
So,
see, a lot of guys, but see, J. Roman, at that age, at that young age, a lot of guys won't have the fortitude to even understand, to expect that. And let me just say this. It's not to say, guys, it's not to say that every chick that go away has or will cheat it. I'm just telling you the percentages, they up there. They up there because long distance relationships that people try to make sexually exclusive typically don't work. And let me tell you what the big reason why it doesn't work. The biggest reason why it doesn't work. If you get into a relationship where you're used to seeing each other daily or several times a week, part of the attraction you guys have to each other is proximity, the ease at which you can see each other. Once you go away, that one thing, one of the things that made you attracted to each other is gone. The attraction, the proximity attraction is gone. You no longer have access to each other. So now that person is around other people that they are attracted to, that they have proximity to. So for me, it makes sense that a man or a woman, when it's long distance, one or both is going to ultimately creep.
It's that natural leadership and influence, right? So when you're around new people, it could be new people, it could be same sex, opposite sex. When you're around new people and they start saying stuff, we subconsciously pick up verbiage. We subconsciously pick up behaviors, attitudes, and different things like that. That's why it's so key. Excuse me. That's why it's so key for people to understand who they surround themselves with, right? To understand who you are allowing yourself to listen to, to be around a lot. That verbiage and behavior comes out of you subconsciously. Verbiage and behavior comes out of you subconsciously. Just like when you catch, you may not say a word a lot, but somebody else does. Sooner or later, you're going to say that word. You're going to repeat the way they say it. That's just human nature. It just is what it is. And so that influence, and that's why guys need to understand, no matter where you at and what you do, you're influencing. Like, you're in a room full of people, you can influence that room on how you respond to questions, how you act, how you look at people.
Even demeanor.
Seeing that. And so with that being said, here you are taking somebody that has been influenced by you because they've been around you and sending them somewhere else without your influence, with a whole bunch of other different influence. It's bound to happen. Like, to me, I think it's automatically bound to happen, especially if that distance is so far. And you figure, if you're in college, you just don't have a lot of money to fly back and forth,
bro.
Right? So that's a lot of flying back and forth and kind of being around each other, and the touch and the physicalness and all other stuff. So, I'm not saying it can't work. I'm just saying that it's going to be hard, just because the lack of influence you have there, and them picking up everybody else's influence. So
let me add this. When I was in the military, because I joined the military while I was still in high school. So right after high school, I went away to basic. And right after basic, I went to AIT, which is Advanced Individual Training here in San Antonio and Fort Sam, Houston. And once you go to Advanced Individual Training, is you're being schooled. So the whole field is very much like a college dorm experience. Very, very much like that. When I tell you, everybody and their mama was cheating. Everyone who had a boyfriend or girlfriend from their home, they was cheating like a motherfucker. And it was funny because when we graduated basic and when we graduated AIT, peoples would come see them. Their parents, their aunts, their uncles, or their girlfriend, boyfriend, wife, husband, kids, whatever they would come to visit them. And I would just be looking like, you have no idea all the fucking that motherfucker been doing for the last 5-6 months, right? When I say everybody was cheating, I'm not saying 100%, but I'm saying like 8 out of 10, fam. Everybody. When we first got to basic, right? Basic is only 2 months. Well, back then it was 60 days long. All those dudes who had girlfriends, more than half of them, a couple of weeks in, their girlfriends writing them, breaking up with them, dog. After a couple of weeks. Look, let me tell you how something. This is why you have to be realistic about what you're getting into. I'm not saying women. I'm not saying there aren't men who can be faithful. I'm not saying those men don't exist. Guys, I'm not saying that there are not women out there that can't be faithful. What I am telling you, beyond any shadow of a doubt, you can't prove fidelity. You can't prove faithfulness. You can pray for it. You can hope for it. You can assume it, but you can't prove it. So when you get into a relationship, your mindset should be, if this person told me they wasn't going to creep, all right, I'm going to take them at their word for now until I got a reason not to believe them. But you should always know this is a person who's imperfect, right? This is a person who's capable of lying to me. And you have to understand that it's highly probable that one day they could go against that promise that they made. It's not to say that they will, but you have to know that it's possible. So if and when it happens, you shouldn't be shocked like, oh my God, you lying bitch.
Right.
You should be like, you know what? I was hoping that you was telling me the truth, but you're a flawed human being. Why am I shocked?
So I think stuff like that happens mentally when you really work on yourself, right?
Yep.
So you start to see things and start to look at things in a different way, where it allows you to kind of see steps ahead, that forethought, right? So just like back then, I knew as soon as she went to college, like, hey, this is a possibility. Like, this is not, so automatically get your mind for it. This is it. I was dating this girl before she went to basic, and she asked me to take some pics. So I took some pics, the Polaroids. You had to fan it out, and I gave it to her. So she went away with it. And, we kept in touch, and she would come down, we have our fun. And she let me know that, she passed around my pic to her other friends. Right now, am I to believe that her friends didn't pass her any pics?
Exactly.
Right. So as you're sitting there telling
Exactly.
me that your friends use my pic to, flick the bean, whatever, while they in their camp or whatever they got going on. You mean to tell me you didn't exchange a pic or you didn't meet anybody? If that's your mentality, there, like certain things you got to kind of like see and read between those lines. And I think guys has to understand, like, did the body count matter then? It didn't matter then. None of that mattered. Just, we got to start working on ourselves as men and understand the leadership role that you have and start looking ahead of things. You got to start looking ahead and realizing if I put myself or somebody else in a certain position, I got to be willing to deal with any and all the consequences.
Bro.
Period.
And that's, let me tell you, I'm glad you said that. Let me piggyback off what you just said. This is what guys and women, some of y'all, not all of y'all, don't realize. When you get into a relationship, or when you invite people into your life, or you accept an invitation into their life, it is a calculated risk. There are pros and cons associated with that decision. So to your point, things can turn out great, or things can end abruptly. Sometimes you just never know, but you should have enough awareness that you can see the trouble on the horizon. Like you said, when Shorty went away, you automatically knew. Yeah, I already know. Especially when she mentioned the tongue ring guy, right? But even back when I was 18, I saw so much. I witnessed so many things, and I experienced so much as a teenager. I had a good understanding of just how chicks move, just generally speaking, right? So to me, I wasn't surprised that shit happened. I wasn't surprised that a woman who is the virgin will have sex with a guy she's not in a relationship with after just 2 weeks of knowing him, because ultimately she is sexually attracted to that guy, and she's curious enough to forego being in a relationship to actually have that experience. And that's the power of persuasion, the power of influence, and just the power of sexual attraction to begin with.
Hey, when she told me, you should have seen me look at the phone. Like, I automatically looked at the phone, like, oh, that's it. Like, I already knew. And it's just so funny, the things when, and also there could be some good experiences that turn out bad. I had a down, man, she was down for me. This girl loved me. And we had a little threesome. The thing is, she invited a very attractive woman, and I didn't know how the rules.
Oh yeah, there's rules
of threesomes, right? There are certain rules that when you have them that now I know, but I didn't know the rules. And so afterwards, some time went by, and I was like, "Hey, we're gonna do that again?" And she's like, "See, I knew it. Have you been talking to her?" And I was like, what are you talking about? I haven't been talking to her. She's like, "No, you've been talking to her." Well, apparently the girl asked, "Hey, are we going to do that again too?" And she just felt funny about it. And right then it put a riff in what we had going on. And I'm talking about, this is the one that's kind of, when you got a down one, this is the down one, right? The one that, I call her, I need lunch, I need food, I need whatever. Like, just had the back, and we wind up after that not really kicking it anymore. That was it. She just felt like, I was trying to get at, the girl instead of her, and she felt it not then when I talked about her, but more when we was doing the act. And so, here I am, like, ooh, I'm about to have a thing now.
You didn't peep the fact that insecurity and that jealousy creeped in.
Right. Now, I'm older now, so I would look back and I would say, hey, no, let's not do that, because you're not ready for it. You're doing it, but you're not, I know you want this experience too, but you're not really ready for it, because I could see that. And so I would have to stop it right then. And that's the sort of things you do when you start to really see, and you don't overvalue just the experience, that sexual experience, but you look at everything in totality and understand, like, hey, I'm the leader of this. And so right now, I don't even think you're ready for that. I can tell you're not ready for that by certain things you done told me before. You know,
and what it boils down to is it worth risking that connection you have with one woman for one experience where you enjoy two women at the same time? And that's where maturity, leadership, and your ability to manage and mitigate shit as a man comes in at. And again, you can look back, on it now, some hindsight 2020 shit, because you're more mature, you've been through some shit, and you can look back on it and say, if I would have handled it like this, chances are it could have been a situation that actually continued going forward and everybody could have enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But you handled it like every other guy would. Hell yeah, let's fuck, without thinking about how you're actually moving during the actual sexual encounter.
It's my birthday.
So we have some questions, man. Let's go ahead and get to it so we can wrap this up.
All right.
So Duke Deluxe says, tell me if I'm being dumb. From certain things, from No Game, No Theory, talking about having women worship them. I've had women worship me, and I'm assuming you said it bored you real quick. I believe I need a challenge. Well, here's the thing. This is what I will say. If you have women, it's kind of like the same when it comes to women dealing with men they just met. If you give people too much too soon, it's a red flag. If a woman is doing too much too soon, it's a red flag. So one of the things I talk about is hashtag her debit card works too. I ain't got no problem with women spending money on me. However, if I'm just meeting a woman and she's trying to do it too much too soon and she's extravagant with it, what that tells me is she's probably insecure about some things and she's using money and gifts as a way to win me over. Because she doesn't believe that she can win me over just being her, who she is.
You might just be her type. You might be what she's been looking for. She might like the way you dress, the way you say it. My thing is, hey, that wouldn't bore me. It wouldn't bore me. There'd be enough instructions and things for her to do, and leading her, and it wouldn't bore me at all. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I wouldn't be bored of it. But it was just, again, but I've dealt with women though. I've dealt with women who I knew were insecure about some shit. And I understand the ramifications of accepting shit from a woman who's insecure. Again, I don't have no problem with a woman splurging. I'm just very mindful of when they do it and exactly how far they go with it early on in the interaction. Okay, so
because I know you dealt with women before that, even though she had a boyfriend, that was your girl. Like she liked everything about you. So when you called, she came. She was just into you like that. So I don't know. I don't know how you get bored, but
yeah, I don't the bored thing. I don't understand the bored thing. Because my thing is, if a woman is doing exactly what you want a woman to do, then it could be maybe you're bored with one woman. Maybe you need to deal with multiple women. Who knows? Who knows what it is? Or maybe what you thought you wanted, and now that you're getting it, it's not what you really wanted, but you heard other people talk about how they get it. And you think it's something that you want.
Or you're boring.
Or you're boring, yeah.
Because if she's worshiping you and she's boring, wouldn't she be a reflection of you?
Women are a reflection of you.
So
they definitely are.
I don't know what you're doing.
Okay. So BP says how to have more positive mindset in negative situation like my dude trying to press while you with my girl. Bro.
What?
Y'all still worried about guys talking to your chick? You're talking about guys trying to press up on this chick. Y'all still worried about that? Why are you worried? Look, gentlemen. Yeah, I've never really had guys try me like that. But this is my thing. If you are with your woman and a guy is trying to holler at your chick and you're standing right there, the onus is not on you to mate guard your chick and protect her from being talked to. See how she responds. Her response will tell you everything you need to know about her. See, what I think it really is, J. Roman, is guys are worried about if their woman doesn't say anything, they get the truth about how their woman would really respond if they weren't around.
And that's a good thing to see, though.
No, it's a great thing.
My thing is, it's not my job to stop a dude from getting at her. It's her job to do that. And
Exactly.
now if I'm standing there, I won't let him, touch or whisper in the ear too close or nothing like that. But if a dude leans in and asks her a question, it's her job to answer. I'm gonna look at her like answer the question. He asked you if you want a drink. What you gonna say? What you gonna do? Because when you're not there, she still has to do that stuff anyway. She still has to represent you. So
Exactly.
if she falters in any which way, then you got your answer on who you're standing next to.
Exactly. And this is why when guys have a problem with their woman going out, no, give her freedom of choice. Give her free will. Let her show you what she would rather do than what you would want her to do. Let her show you. All right. So, and it's kind of like guys, they try and fight their women on taking girl trips and all that and doing girl night out. If your woman has a lifestyle that's predicated on her taking girl trips every month and her going out with her girls every weekend, if that's not the type of girl you want to deal with, then don't deal with her. The problem is, J. Roman, is they get into relationships with these chicks, and these chicks are doing shit that they don't like. And they think once they give her the title of girlfriend, that automatically they can influence her to change what she's doing, which is some dumb shit, because she already shows you what she's about. So if you take her on and then the shit that she's doing becomes a point of contention with you, then that's your fault. Choose better. Have a better vetting process is what I meant to say.
Right.
All right. So he says, Bill Peart says, this girl says she wants me to smash her and ask for a dick pic. I told her no. She had to see it in person. But for some reason, whenever she's high, she act like she don't want the D. Should I charge her? Bro, gentlemen, if a woman is not being compliant, if a woman is not following your instructions, if she's trying to dictate shit to you, but you're unable to basically dictate the flow of the situation yourself, why are you fucking with her? See, and this goes back to how desperate you guys are when it comes to wanting to fuck a chick. You will keep a woman around who is showing you red flags that you need to get rid of her. But because you think that the possibility of you fucking is still there, you continue to put up with the bullshit. No, let her go. No woman's pussy. You should not want to fuck a woman that bad where you put up with inconsistency on her part and bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, to me, that's point on. That's exact. Why would I want to be around anybody that's going to switch up? I don't care if it's drugs or anything involved. So, which one is the truth? Because they say when people are intoxicated, they tell the truth or they lie, whatever. Which one's the truth? So my thing is, one, I'm not really big on people having other like drug issues. I'm not a big person that have drug issues. I'm not a big person of, women smoking weed and things like that. Just because of the circles it put them around and safety and stuff. But at the same time, that's me, and that's me. And I ain't seen no woman change my mind about that, that showed me that I can be around them when they high, I've tried to deal with it before, but too much goofy and too much whatever. So my thing is, if she is not the same in all times for you, which is consistent for you, because if you display consistency, that's a quality you're going to want her to display is consistency. So if she's not consistent completely or reliable completely all the way around you, then why have her around?
Here's the deal, and I want guys to understand this. And I keep saying this shit, but guys don't get it. Fuck what a woman says. Her actions or lack thereof tell you all you need to know. If a woman is willing to talk about sex or fucking with you, but yet when she's presented with an opportunity to actually sample your dick and she forgoes that opportunity, she's telling you with her actions that fucking you isn't something she would rather do. That's what she's telling you. Bro, I've had chicks, they say a bunch of fly shit, right? Oh, I want to do this to you. I want you to do this to me and all this shit. But when a moment of truth comes for something that actually happened, these chicks is nowhere to be found. I've had that happen through my life. So my thing is, I don't give a fuck what a woman says about what she wants to do to you sexually or vice versa. If you present her with an opportunity to actually do that shit she's talking about, and she doesn't run at that opportunity to take it, she's full of shit. Bottom line, she's a shit talker, right? And don't get mad at her for it. Just understand that the first time that she does it, that should be the last time she does it. Don't keep giving her opportunities to play with you, because that's all she's really doing. Okay, we got one more question, man. I'm about to get this motherfucker up out of here. Hold on real quick. All right, Chris Farmer says, is there a problem with pulling back from talking with the woman casually if she doesn't show sexual interest? And let me ask you guys a question. Okay, I'm going to ask you guys just this random fucking question. If you knew for a fact, if you had a job interview and you knew for a fact, someone called you beforehand and said, bro, they're not going to hire you. They're just filling a quota. They're just going to have you come in. They're going to talk to you. They might make it seem like they're interested in you, but bro, you have no chance in getting this job. And it was somebody from the inside, a reliable source. Would you still go to that job interview? Probably not. It's a waste of time. So if you knew for a fact a chick doesn't want to fuck you, why would you fuck with her? Women are showing you guys they don't want to have sex with you. Stop overthinking it. Well, maybe she just needs a little more time. Maybe one more date. Maybe a couple of more phone calls. Maybe instead of responding to her text after 10 minutes, maybe I need to respond more promptly. And then she'll give me no! You shouldn't have to jump through hoops and prove to a chick that you're worthy to fuck her. Men's view of sex and the value they attach to it is an issue. The mere fact that you keep holding on, thinking that you fucking is on the horizon, is you attaching value to being able to fuck that woman. Your actions are shown, and women are not dumb. Women know this. Women can see how you're acting. Women know when they're playing games with you. Women know when they're giving you the misleading impression that sex can happen. They know when they're doing that. So the mere fact that you're still holding on, they know they got you. They know they can toy with your ass. Well, you want to respond to that?
Yeah, I didn't like your analogy about the job interview.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all good.
I'm gonna push back on that just a little bit, because at a job interview, if you my homie and you work there and you said, man, they ain't gonna hire you there, you got somebody in mind, I'm still gonna go to that job interview because I'm fresh. I know me. I'm a great interviewer. And so especially if there's a panel, I love seeing a panel, right? So my thing is I'm gonna give one of the best interviews I got, right?
Yeah.
Because I want them to change their mind about me. And
that's exactly how niggas think about sex. I want them to change their mind about me.
Right. I've seen people create positions because they had a good candidate, even though they had somebody in mind. They went ahead and created a position because they was like, man, this interview is dope. So just on the interview job thing.
Yeah, I got you.
But just like you said, it don't really happen in life when it comes to ladies in that way. If she's not interested in you, there's not a lot of convincing you can do. This is going to make her interested in you. In fact, now you sound like you're begging, and it sounds like, you're pleading for a job. And so for that said, if you enjoy talking with this woman and you're looking for a woman to be your friend, your best friend, or a buddy old pal, then yeah, keep talking to her casually. If you just think she's the funniest person on earth and you're just enjoying the conversation and everything, yeah. But if you want something from her and she's not going to give it to you, then why are you continuing?
See, and right here, no data says sex is negotiable, sexual attraction is not. And I think if a lot of guys, I believe a lot of guys have a remedial understanding of attraction. And they think that as long as a woman agrees to have sex with you, that in and of itself is sexual attraction. No, it's not. Sex is negotiable because basically a woman that is withholding it from you, whether she agrees to have sex with you eventually or not, she's withholding it from you because she wants you to do certain things first. So basically, she is negotiating with you. Right? I need guys to understand this. Sexual attraction is not negotiable. Either a woman sexually desires you or she doesn't. You can't negotiate genuine sexual attraction, but you can negotiate. You can barter with sex. Hey, you got this thing I want. Okay. What you want is not what I want, but you got this other thing that I want. So if you're dealing with a woman that's not sexually attracted to you, but you got some money and you're generous with your spending, you will have some women that will negotiate a trade. I'll trade you some pussy for a bag. I'll trade you some pussy for a trip. I'll trade you some pussy for a shopping spree. I'll trade you some pussy if you pay some of my bills. You have a lot of women that are down to do that. Another thing women will also trade is they'll trade you their sex for your time. If you give them unabated access to you non-sexually, there are some women that will eventually give you some pussy. Why? Because they feel like they're getting what they want out of the situation, and they feel like he's less likely to go anywhere. So let me give him some pussy now. And I think it's safe that I go ahead and do this. It's still a negotiation.
Yeah. Now, to back up your analogy about the interview, you only go to an interview one time.
Oh, yeah.
If I know they weren't going to hire me, I'm not keep going back to interview. You
That's
know,
true.
you only go to the interview one time. So, you know, to make your analogy fit there too. So why are we continuing to speak with the person if you know you're not getting any other job there? So to me, I try to keep things as simple as possible. What do I want? Do I want something that I have to plead to get, or do I want something that's given to me with excitement? What do I want?
Therein lies what I want. I want a woman.
Let's keep it simple, fellas. Let's not, I think this thing that we call dating and interaction, we make it so much harder than what it really is. If we just concentrate on ourselves and make ourselves feel good, what feels better to me? Me pleading and trying to take out and do all this extra stuff just to get something that I want, but I'm just here and you're toying with me and oh, okay, well, not today. Oh, I'm tired. Or the person that's saying, hey, how you doing? What's going on? When are we getting together? Can you come? Oh, I don't feel like going out. Why don't you come over this way? No problem. What do I want? Do I want the person that's excited to see me, that really wants to see me, compared to I got to build this up over here?
Yeah, I want a woman who's excited. She's excited. She can't wait for me to touch her.
I'll hang up the phone sometimes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'll be like, hey, I don't hear backflips and cartwheels. When I call, I want to hear the backflips and cartwheels, excitement in your voice. Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? Girl, I ain't called you in a long time. Express it.
There you go. All right, so on that note, y'all can see, man, I'm fighting this cough. I keep muting myself. And that's why I want to go longer. Unique, I want to get to that clip you seen. But Unique, I'll say that clip and I'll use it. It won't happen today, but I'll keep it saved and I'll use that clip, Unique. I got you. I got this cough, gentlemen. I'm sick as fuck. Thank y'all for coming through. All the moderators, everyone who donated, all of the callers. Appreciate y'all. Shout out to Mr. Justin. Shout out to Miles. Appreciate y'all. Before we bounce, Jay Roman, you got anything you want to, let the people know?
Yeah,
about?
I mean, we've been on here quite a long time. Just so happened you caught me on the day. I can't do nothing. I got this cast on still, so I'm stuck. But gentlemen and viewers and ladies, click the like button, share, get the likes up on this video. We spent a lot of time on here. I don't really ask for much, but a sign of appreciation, just clicking that like button. Agree or disagree, I think that this panel has always enjoyed different views, so just call in next time, say you disagree, and we'll talk about it. We'll go from there. But appreciate being here like always. Catch me on Monday on Mac and Monday with 1950 at 7 o'clock on the channel. We'll go from there.
There we go. And shout out to Renee P. I really need you to come whisper in this ear right here. I got an earache. I think the only way it's gonna go away if I can get some femininity sliding down this earlobe and shit. Anyway, man, That's about it. Like
Yep,
the video, like, share, subscribe. We see y'all tomorrow for the Real Game No Theory podcast. And we got something for y'all motherfuckers too. We out. Peace.